It's Thursday night, November the 10th of 2022. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So great to see you guys once again. Good to be here with you guys, family. Amanda, Jeffrey, and Debbie. I think we need to talk, everybody. Let's do it. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's so good to see you all again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show, everybody. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Do we have a super chat already before I even started the show? Good Lord, Shirley, thank you so much for that. Wow, that is amazing. So much. I didn't even get to start and you guys are already. That is amazing. You guys are beautiful. I love you. And I appreciate you more than you guys know. Thank you so much again, Sherry. So much. Much appreciated. Good to have you guys here tonight. As always. I see all my meatballs are here. Guys coming out tonight to jump into sauce with me and throw a little bit of sauce in the air and see what we got going on tonight, guys. Let's make a mess, have some fun, and talk about some true crime tonight, guys. It sounds like a plan to me. As long as you guys are down, I'm down. Thank you once again, Sherry Lee, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Meatball family, that's right, Sherry Ganser. Let's see who we got here with us tonight. Sherry Ganster's in the house. Miss Pamela Gribben from over the pond. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Miss Cece, the sweetest lady on the internet. Once again, thank you so much for joining me tonight, Cece. Pitbull Mama 67, thanks so much for being here. Miss Brandy. Linda Pindard, thank you so much for joining me, as always. Let's see. Jen Kitty 67, welcome. Good to see you. Izzy Rose, welcome, welcome. Miss, let's see. Daisy Dead, always great to see you. I'm in and out here and not. That's all good to me. All good to me. Thank you, Miss Brandy, for that once again. Austin Ferris, what's up, brother? I see you lurking back there. Good to have you here. Let's see here. Anybody else so far? Come on in, guys. Get comfortable. Have a seat. Grab your coffee. Grab your drinks. Grab your tea. Let's see what's going on. The mic is in the house. Good to see you, bro. Getting in the sauce with no hangovers. That's the facts. That is the facts. Miss Kelly, welcome. Looks like the whole crew of meatballs is here tonight, guys. What is going on with my meatballs? Glad to be here. I'm glad to have you here, Ma. Good golly, Miss Molly's in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? The king of all meatballs. That is me. Forget about it. It's a fugazi. Let's get going, guys. Yeah, right. Yes. Whatever you need, Izzy, get your coffee, your tea, your weed, whatever it takes to have to hear my voice for 2 hours, maybe. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you guys all had a great day. An amazing, great day. Sorry, guys, my camera's a little screwed up right now. Here we go. Is that Star Meadows? Welcome, Star. Good to see you again. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I still don't like the way that's turned. Maybe that's better. There we go. Looks good to me. Papa meatball. Been a while, but I'm here. It's all good, Star. It is all good. Ooh, excuse me. Oof, oof, oof. Mrs. Dago decided that we were going to have breakfast for dinner tonight. So we had French toast. God, it was so good too. French toast, scrambled eggs with ham and cheese, and bacon. Can't go wrong with that. My wife makes the best French toast I've ever had in my life, so it is good. We don't do that very often, but everybody wanted, for whatever reason, everybody was craving breakfast. You know what I mean? It was sounded good too. And she's like, well, why don't we just, this morning we were talking about it, but nobody was here except for me, of course. And she was like, why don't we just have it for dinner? And I'm like, okay, sounds like a plan to me. I'm down. Food is good to me. So, you know, it's cool. See, we do it every now and then. Like sometimes she'll make, remember guys, she is from Alabama. So I don't care what you say. Southern cooking is the best cooking, period. And we always end up talking about food somehow or another. Sorry, Mike. Sorry. Go get some snacks, whatever. Go get some snacks, brother. Take your time. I'll be here. Like I think it was about 2 months ago we had breakfast for dinner. She made omelets. And I mean omelets, guys. These omelets had everything in them. It's like this damn big. It was a 3-egg omelet. She put ham and sausage, green peppers, onions, 2 kinds of cheese, and even home fries inside that, and cooked it together. And then, of course, she makes homemade sausage gravy too. And she had made some of that froze it. We took it out, thawed it out, and I put that over top of the omelet too. Good God, it's so good. I'm telling you right now, it is absolutely amazing. Yes, a garbage omelet. That's what the everything omelet, whatever you want to call it. It sure as hell don't taste like garbage, but it was good. That's all I can say is it was so good. And of course, her biscuits and gravy is absolutely to die for too. So there is Miss Heather. How are you, my dear? Good to see you. What's everybody up to tonight? Hope you guys had a great day, like I said. Hopefully we can finish the night off that way too. And then I will see y'all in the morning or early afternoon, whatever. I've been waiting until, if you guys haven't noticed, when can I make a rest? Whenever you want to, Jen, whenever you want to. I'm sure you guys have noticed I've been going, like, usually my morning stream starts usually about, for me, it's like 12:30. I'm trying to wait. That way all the West Coasters can jump out of bed, get themselves together, do whatever they got to do, and then be here to be able to be with me. So I'm trying to make it work for everybody, if you know what I'm saying, guys. Went out to dinner tonight. What did you have, Miss Molly? Come on. What did you have? Throw it out there. Subway. I love Subway, Brandy. I love the Subway Club. It's got the roast beef, turkey, and ham, provolone cheese, lettuce, tomato, a little salt and pepper on the tomato, onion, toasted, and then I like mayonnaise, a light mayonnaise, and then vinegar and oil. That is the ideal sandwich from Subway as far as I'm concerned. Welcome, Squirrel. Good to see you. All in and out. Came over to help my little brother with something. What's up? What's up? What's up? Reubens are good. That's one of my wife's favorite sandwiches. She loves. Good God, I don't think we've had for what's up, Breezy? Mayo vinegar gags. I'm sorry, Daisy. I'm sorry. Sorry. Enjoying the finer things in life. The power brings. Spent the day with no power after the storm. Oh shit, dude. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I hope all is well down there. Hope you're doing all right. Subway is, you know what? Subway's good. We have a place here called Brothers Pizza and Subs. These guys are from New York. They came here like 30 years ago and opened up 5 or 6 different restaurants all over this area, okay? He's posting some of his vids and sold products, help do some pics and so on and so. Okay, gotcha. This sounds like fun. Well, good for you for helping him out, Squirrel. Custom charcuterie board. Oh, that's cool. He makes this stuff, Squirrel? Send me some pictures and stuff to the email. I'll check it out. My wife loves that kind of stuff. But yeah, this place, they came up here from New York, or came over down from New York. I'm sorry. Ham and pepper jack. That sounds good too, Brady. And they make New York style subs and pizza and all that kind of stuff, and it is awesome. Around 3 to 5. Cool. Good stuff. I'd be more than happy, or my wife would, to support, if we can, for sure. Homemade chicken pot pies. There you go, Pitbull Mama. Welcome, everybody. So great to have you guys here. And anybody that's not in chat, that's just hanging out, listening, thank you so much as well. Mama Bear's in the house. Welcome, welcome. So good to have you guys here tonight. Like I said, guys, I think I'm going to start trying to do the 2-a-days again. One during the day or in the morning, and then one in the evening, if that's all good with you guys. It's 10 o'clock here. The other night we had cheddar cheese, bratwurst. You like hot stuff, I take it, Brandy. I take very much so. Yeah, I can't do it anymore. My stomach is tore the F up. I used to eat like that all the time. Just doesn't work for me anymore. Buffalo chicken. Eesh. Yeah. Can't do that. Not anymore. I love it, but I can't do it because it's just too hot for me. So anyway, how is everybody doing? I haven't seen or heard from Miss Lisa. So I guess we won't have her tonight. I know. You guys just don't want to see and hear me all by myself. So let's hear it. I know. It's okay. You got to deal with me by myself. Unless she jumps in here somehow. I'd love to have her, but I don't see. Let's see. It is now 10. So about 3 o'clock in the afternoon for her. So she's probably living her life, busy as could be. My mother's Spanish, and between the hot stuff, rice, beans, etc. As a kid, you're staying. Got you, bro. I get it, brother. I get it. That's funny, though. I like that. Went to Johnny Carino's. Oh, my God. You're killing me, Molly. Oh, manja. I love lasagna. It's my favorite thing in the world. My favorite thing in the world. Forget about it. I don't even want to talk about it. I love that stuff. I'm telling you, I love it. And listen, you guys. My sister and my wife have been on this keto thing for a couple years now. I tried it. I can't handle it. But I can to an extent. I went off the sugar. That was one big thing. And then all this other stuff. But thank you, Miss Heather, for all of you that have not become a meatball and joined us down here in the sauce. If you would like to become a member, please do go green and join us, guys. It doesn't take much. If you choose to, I would appreciate you. Love to have you. If not, don't worry about it. Just having you here to hang out with me when I'm live is all that matters to me. Welcome, Joy. Good to see you. I was gonna go through it, Joy. I picked it up from WGCL news or what it was. I saw it today. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it already. That's why I was going to kind of clip it and do pieces of it and ask you guys what you think of it. And then I had some other stuff on Jeffrey. I figured most of you guys probably have seen it, but that's what I do. We all cover the same type of stuff. And we can look at other things too if you'd like to. But like I said, I was just going to go through pieces of it and talk to you guys about it. Chiano's, he is from Italy. It sounds like he is, yeah. Mexican. Sweet. Authentic Mexican food is good stuff. It really is. If you have somebody who knows how to cook it, it is the stuff. Life, love, and true crime. How are you this evening? Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Ugh. Sorry, guys. I was hanging up, believe this or not, and you'll start seeing it here soon. I was outside hanging up Christmas lights with my wife and my mother-in-law today, believe that or not. They're not turned on, but they're hung because we had a pretty decent day outside today. So that's kind of why it was, one of them things. Got to order some food now. Do what you got to do, Kelly. I get it. We are great. Life, love, and true crime. Thank you so much. Domenico's. Yes, that sounds great too. What's up, Strike? Good to see you, brother. Right. Let me see if Miss Lisa got back to me. Maybe not. Let's see. That's convenient as hell, Karen. You know what, Joy? I kind of agree with you. I do. I kind of agree with you. I want to know what. Whoa, back up. Back up, back up. What did I just see up there? You're married already, dude? You just got engaged last week. Holy shit, bro. You guys weren't wasting time, were you? Congratulations, I guess. Damn. That was quick. Welcome to the jungle, brother. That's all I can say. Welcome. Congratulations and welcome to the jungle. Yeah, it is kind of. Here's my thing with that's why I wanted to go over it with you guys because I kind of. I don't know how to explain what I was thinking when I watched it. It was kind of like the way she acted. Okay, let me put it this way. For those of you that saw it, and I'll show you a couple clips of it, guys, in the places I was talking about. Really, she acted like everything was a joke. I mean, am I wrong? For those of you that saw it, if the Amanda Bearden interview, the live stream, whatever you want to call it, she acted like everything was a joke, and she was real smug about things, and I wasn't a big fan of that at all. She thinks that she's cut dry and clear from everything that she's been told, and they apologized. Law enforcement apologized to her, so on and so forth, and it was just kind of like. I don't know what to really say. I'll show you, Squirrel. I got pieces. I have the whole thing, but I can show you clips of it and the spots I was talking about. It's not. She did not. How can I put what I'm trying to say? That's a good way to say. There's a good way to put it, Daisy. Right there. She is a dipshit, guys. It's a good way. Good way to phrase it, honestly, Daisy. Welcome to the jungle. My jungle adventure days are over. I'm constantly living in the jungle, brother. And I'm happy with it, so I can't complain. Yeah, I can show you that. And I have some info with Jeffrey and that, and here's the thing is they're both on different sides of the game. Okay. She didn't talk very nicely of some of her family members, but I'm going to venture to say that's because some of her family members weren't being very nice to her. The guy that was even the Jason gentleman that from COTR podcast that was interviewing her, he admitted directly to her that he thought it was all her. And she knows that. She knows that everybody thinks that she's responsible somehow for this. And she tried to explain away everything that went on. It is you guys can make your own decisions on what you think. It's just, it was kind of, it threw me. I just kind of sat there like this and watched the whole thing. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Life, love, and true crime is that she came off immature and kind of slightly. I don't know how to explain it, guys. I don't. I really don't. What I got here. Thank you very much, Miss Heather. Okay. Oh, wait, is it in here? I do have my email. It was in the title, buddy. It was Amanda, Jeffrey, Debbie. Let's talk. It was about the Deborah Collier case. I was gonna. Okay, Sherry. That's what I want to ask. I don't think anybody can, Daisy. Sherry says, tweet opinions, guys. Give me your opinions. What do you think? Do you guys think she was doing something? Or do you think that's just her personality, guys? I mean, come on. It could be. Or Breezy's on the right track, I think. I think she is. Let me see something. Oh, the whole hair thing and this and that stuff. And I was like, what's going on there? You know what I mean? It's that fact, Daisy. I do. That's the problem. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got, guys. Like I said, we're gonna go through pieces of this. I want your guys' opinion on different things. That I'm not just gonna talk about the whole thing and about it that I wanted to you guys. Welcome, Jean Palamas. Good to see you. I agree with you, Breezy. I really think that she thinks that that nobody knows. Uh-huh. See? Now that right there, where's it at? This comment right here, you guys. I don't think she unalived her mom. I think she either the dealer did or Andrew's dad and made it look like a I think we have something here, Dizzy. I've been thinking that, guys, and it makes sense to me. And after watching this, it made me think. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that too, Sherry. It was a little weird, in my opinion. I mean, am I wrong? It was weird to me. And then so you could see her yelling at Andrew. The one time you could see her temper pop up because I guess he had the door open or something, and she leaned forward, was like, "Shut the door." She mouthed it, and I'm like, "Whoa, okay, chill out there, chick." Yep, exactly, Sherry. Exactly. I think it was scripted in a way, Brandy. I do. I think that she knew about it, so she sat down and probably pre-acted it out with Andrew, and then wrote down what she was going to say and do. Oh, those are facts too, Daisy. I agree. I do agree. Yeah. Yeah. These things are true, guys. These things are true. Oh, see that right there. My wife did that before she did anything. Way back in the days when we first met, that's what she was doing. Her grandmother owned a bar, and we both worked there actually. You see everything working behind a bar, you guys. No lie. I'm serious. You see everything and anything that you will see behind that bar, and you hear everything too. People would admit to you things they didn't even do on the other side of that bar. I'm just telling you guys. And here, those are the things I wanted to break down with you guys. There's just a few things that I want you and me to break down together in this interview, okay? Not the whole thing, just these specific things. That was one of them, Breezy. And certain other things comments she made. I want to break these things down with you guys and do the whole think tank things. And I want to see where we meet on this, guys, because I have ideas. I know each and every one of you has your ideas. Joy made it evident at the top what she thinks. I mean, I think we're all going to kind of meet. This actually came from WGCL News, MSN, and I put it in the description. It's also, they got it from COTR podcast it's called On Crime on the Record. But I got it from the news channel, if that makes any sense. So that's it. You become the shrink. That's right. That's kind of what we're going to do here today, too, guys, is we're going to be a shrink. And we're going to break down these few things that I found in here that were bugging the shit out of me. I'm being honest with you. And I'm like, you know what? I want to take this to them, and I want what they think and see if I think what they think. Do you know what I mean? Jimmy Hoffa is in the house. The one and only Jimmy Hoffa. It is I, the Dago. Forget about it. It's the Fugazi. All the shirts. Hello, everyone. How long had daughter been moved away for? You know what? I really don't know. I don't know. But I know she'd only been back here for 2 days. 2 days. I'm gonna try to make it as loud as I can. She's got that mousy fake voice, so we have to do what we can do. But I'm gonna try to get it loud for you. If you can't hear it, of course, we know the ritual, you guys. So anyway, let's get this moving a little bit.
Well, I thought you had something to do with it, and even that, I was like, that makes absolutely no sense. But why did you come back?
There were a number of things. Number one, I miss my mama.
Hold on.
Arguments over some CCTV video and just a ton of other pieces of evidence has caused us to gain national attention. Law enforcement hasn't held a press conference in over a month, which has caused speculations, rumors, and accusations to just.
Welcome, Broken. And yes, I do. Looks like we got a full house, guys. So if you would please, if you haven't, hit that like button. That'll definitely put us in the right algorithm, and we can keep on doing what we're doing, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Be thrown out in just about every form you can think of. So
now, I do things differently than most other people do when they do these interviews, okay? And this is what I'm asking you guys from you guys for me tonight, if you would. While we're going over these things, I'm going to stop it and show you what I'm talking about. And I want you guys to pay attention to her body language and her reaction to things. The reactionary physicality of what she's doing, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like her reactions with her body language, her eye rolls, her voice changes. Pay attention to that stuff when I'm showing you these different things. Because I have my own idea of this whole thing. And I want to see if we're going to meet together and see if it makes sense, guys. And moving on.
what do you do if you're in that situation?
I asked because she knew her mom bought a jersey a year ago. How does she know? My kids don't know what clothes I buy or when exactly. But she also claimed to be her mother's best friend and vice versa. Okay, you want to know my problem with that one, you guys? I want to tell you my problem. If you and your mother are best friends, me and my mom are pretty close. We talk every day over coffee in the morning before I come and see you guys, and we talk about everything. And I mean everything. Personal issues. Sorry guys. All of that stuff. If this woman and her mother were best friends, don't you think she would have known if her mother was depressed and having self-oofing thoughts? Just saying.
Situation? Do you stay quiet? Do you speak out?
Can you guys hear it okay? I hope.
You know, in my opinion, and I've said it many times on here, staying silent, that's the right move. For me, I'm not talking to anybody without an attorney. But it really is a catch-22 because we live in a world where remaining silent makes you look guilty. So people will speak publicly to avoid that. But when you do, you end up having armchair detectives use every little frame to try and substantiate their theory as to why you committed the crime. However, there are times when you just eventually have to say enough's enough, and you come out and you have to say.
I don't get the best friend vibe off these two. Her mother and you mean Amanda and her mother? No.
Say something. And that's exactly why we're here tonight. As most of you know, Amanda Bearden is Debbie, and we are very excited to have her on with us tonight. Amanda, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, first, Candace and I, along with a lot of other people, we received probably hundreds of messages from others. We want to offer our sincere condolences.
They do, and I think Jason did this on purpose to try and catch her in saying something, and she caught it and got kind of shitty about it, if you notice. So we'll catch that here in a minute. All right, good. I'm glad that I got the audio blasting to make sure you guys can hear it. What's up, Lisa? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good to have you here. All right.
To you and your family. I'm not sure a lot of us can actually grasp what you're going through and what you're.
And I do believe you guys, just to reiterate, I'm pretty sure that Amanda and this woman on the bottom are related. I think. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me. How for sure, I don't know. That's my fault for not researching that. I usually do, but I just didn't get right into it. So, but anyway. Jimmy Hoffa says, oh, for God's sakes, dude, don't make me start laughing already. Come on, bro. Amanda, I'm growing a bit. I think they are cousins. I believe you're right. All the shirts. Come on, dude. Hoffa, really? I'm sorry, Lisa. I'm doing something a little different here than what everybody does. There's certain parts of this that really bugged me that I wanted to have you guys watch. And I want you guys to watch the body language, her reactionary issues that she has with this, the way she reacts to things. Volume is just as loud or a little louder than your voice. It's good. Okay, awesome. Good deal. That's what we're doing tonight. We're not doing the full watch the video and then say, what do you think? No, we're not doing that. I do things a little different. I'm breaking some of this stuff down because I have a feeling of what I think of after watching this. And I'm a little bit more in depth with things in certain senses. They are cousins, Breezy. I just couldn't remember if it was cousins or if it was nieces and aunts or something like that. Or, either I got it though. I get it, Daisy. I do. And it seems like what she may have done is she may have taken something and it didn't kick in until towards the end of this, and you can see it then. It's kind of interesting.
Your family's going through to not just lose a mother, but in the way that you did. So we just want to say, we feel for you. And during this interview, there's a lot of questions, and it's just a conversation. It's just three of us talking, and there just happens to be a couple of people listening. So, but
I'm guessing too.
as we're going through these, if there's a question that you don't feel comfortable answering, just let me know. With that being said, though, there are a few that, you know, you are going to have to answer, because not only the people watching, but I want to know too. So, obviously the Venmo stuff, the Family Dollar, CCTV, some phone calls and timelines are definitely something that we do want to make sure that we kind of clear up and get the answers from you. But we know her just by what happened. We know her from the CCTV video. We don't really know who she is. So can you tell us a little bit about your mom and like what kind of relationship you had with her?
My mom was my best friend. She was a consistent source of joy, support, and love for me.
Okay, now there it is. Number one thing. My mom was my best friend, consistent source of joy, love, support. I think that I think they may have had a good relationship at some point, okay? I think that all in essence just means that her mother financially supported her, truthfully, you guys. That's all I'm breaking that out and saying, period. Flat out, end of story. Because I can't see her and her mother, because she's very immature in a lot of ways, and I imagine Debbie's way further ahead. Exactly, Lisa, maturity wise, and I can't see them getting along that way as friends in that sense. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yeah, as long as her mom was giving her what she wanted, then sure, they were great. But and that maybe that is what, if we're going to go with law enforcement's theory, we'll just say that, okay, that we're going to go with that Deborah wanted to unalive herself. Okay, maybe that in my mind, that could be one of the main reasons why she had the depression that she did. You guys think about that. You raise a child, you send them out on their own, they go out on their own, and then they come back to you for everything that you taught them how to do for themselves, and they don't do it. In a sense, the mother could have felt like she failed at being a parent in some ways. In another way, she could have felt like this child doesn't care about me. All she does is use me, and other things that can cause you to have depressive feelings. I felt that way with my kids. We all, my son, the things that he's done and gotten involved in with the drugs and this and that, he's always in trouble. Absolutely. So I'm sure, again, yes, Daisy, they fought all the time. So tell me, that's what I'm saying. That's a depressive trigger, let alone anxiety. Okay.
She I'm sorry, I'm kind of scrambling here.
Okay. Now, let's do that again.
For me, she I'm sorry, I'm kind of scrambling here.
Because she doesn't. That's not true. Okay, that's why she's doing that right there. This is what I wanted to do with you guys. Okay, that comment right there. She was my best friend. She was a consistent source of support and love, money. Okay, and that's it. That's all she can say as far as their friendship goes and her being her best friend. And now she's searching. She can't find anything else to say. Now, if I'm talking about my best friend or my mom being my best friend, what did I just say to you guys about my mother? I said it this morning or this afternoon too. I was raised by a very intelligent, amazing, beautiful person that has this attribute, and the reasons why we get along so well and so on and so forth. This is where she's already stumped. Yeah, I agree, Jimmy. I do.
Understandable.
Yeah. She I'm so sorry. Someone is messaging me. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
She I'm sorry, I'm kind of scrambling.
It's understandable.
She I'm so sorry. Someone is messaging me.
Okay, stop. When did she pick up a phone, or when did she look at a phone, you guys? Did I miss something? Who's messaging her and how? She didn't look down long enough to read a message unless she's got her phone on her damn TV or something in front of her. So that was a lie. I think that was a lie. Right or wrong? I agree, Lisa. I do, but that's weird, guys. That's weird to me. I'm sorry. Somebody messaged you, but you didn't look at a phone. Again, like I said, unless she has her phone pulled up on her TV or something, which is weird. But what is she looking at? That's either her phone is whatever. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm getting nervous, y'all. I'm really sorry, but my mom,
Okay.
she was just a.
What's up, Miss Holly? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. She said somebody was messaging her, Molly. When did she look at it? Here, I'll do it one more time, you guys. Right here.
Can you tell us a little bit about your mom and like what kind of relationship you had with her?
My mom was my best friend. She was a consistent source of joy, support, and love.
Now, if you guys, real quick, I do have to explain this. If you guys know anything about body language, or like interrogation skills or interrogation, the way people, like detectives, watch people when they interrogate. What's up, Kat? Looking to the left is meaning it means that they're lying, and looking up a lot, that's also a source or a form of lying. I've been told. Okay, I know I have cops that are friends. My grandfather was in law enforcement. Blah blah blah. She looks to her left a lot through this whole thing. Okay, one more thing to remember, but I'm going to show you, Molly, the whole thing that you had missed. You said. But anyway, watch her eyes, watch her body movements and all that. And I'm telling you guys, this is classic.
For me.
Yes, Molly.
She
What's up, Shandy girl?
I'm sorry, I'm kind of scrambling.
It's understandable.
She I'm so sorry. Someone is messaging me. I'm sorry. I'm getting nervous, y'all. I'm
what?
really sorry.
Where?
But my mom,
Where'd they message
she was
you
just
at?
a bubbly, happy, strong individual. She didn't.
It almost looks like that, doesn't it, Jimmy? Doesn't it almost look like Andrew's sitting over there going, oh shit, wrong card. All right, look, right here. Yes, say this. This right here. Say that. No, wrong card again. That's what it looks like is going on. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. All right, I'll quit stopping it. I'm just trying to say.
Things get her down, no matter how hard life was, especially growing up. She was always pushing forward, moving forward. She was a very private person. She didn't let her, dirty laundry just fly around. I guess that's not a lot of people that claim to know her. I'm not talking about everybody, but they don't really know the ins and outs of my mother, even those that are related to her. They don't, they just don't know her on the level that I do, but I'm going to push forward. My mom was big on, when my brother still lived in Georgia. Anyway, I'm not going to go on that, but she was about, Sunday dinners and growing up, I guess it was like 15 or 16. Her and my dad split up, they got divorced, and mom was so big into like holidays and stuff that we made our own traditions. We, like every Christmas we had, and it was one of her favorite meals, a steak, salad, and a baked potato. She loved to cook. She had an amazing potato topper that was about 90% butter. And anyway,
so the typical Southern recipe and everything, right?
Yeah, party after but she was just full of life, and she I've struggled a lot in my life, obviously, but
Gee, you think?
I've had tragedy in my life, and my mom was always there, to say, baby, she always had the right things to say. She let me know that I wasn't alone in this world, and she just validated me all the time,
Yeah.
But anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, and I sent some pictures to her last night that my mom sent me, and in every one of them, it was our mom's cooking. So I feel like that's literally all we did was eat. It's like everything was cooking.
You can tell.
So they were serious about some Southern food.
Right. Well, thanks for sharing that, and I don't want you to get too upset before we start talking.
That is very possible,
yeah.
Molly.
Yeah. No,
very
I would say
possible. I never thought of that.
I mean, there's no way I could. So we did have a lot of questions from people. So I'm gonna just go ahead and jump into those. I want to start.
This is sped up a little bit, you guys. Just so you know, but I think so, Cece. I think that she may have taken something before this interview started, and you can almost tell as the interview goes on when it starts to kick in. It's kind of weird and creepy, in my opinion, but I'm just saying, that's what we're watching.
With the questions about that have been going on with your mom in the day, that Saturday or on September 11th. So the first one, a big one, is the argument or the debate or whatever you want to call it of the woman in the CCTV video of Family Dollar.
April, welcome on.
Do you think that's your mom?
It absolutely was my mom.
Now, here's the issue. This is where it starts at, okay? And I wish Jeffrey would call me back. I spoke with him once. I wish he would call me back. Jeffrey swears up and down that's not his mother. I have some, believe this or not, guys. Misty C, good to see you. I know, I've seen that, Misty. She does she'll do that kind of stuff. I mean, it is what it is. But Jeffrey says that that's not his mother, right? Somebody sent me something, and I'm not lying to you guys. I'll show it to you. They sell a visor that has a wig attached to the top of it that looks exactly like, I think Brandy sent it to me, or maybe Heather. It was one of the two. Sorry, guys. I don't know what I did to my camera. Yeah, there we go. And it looks just exactly like Debbie's head looks in that video going into the store. You guys, it's crazy. Crazy. No lie. So she swears that that's her mother. She wants that to be her mother for whatever reason. That's her mother. Jeffrey swears up and down that's not his mother. Okay, then it was Brandy. Thank you, Heather. Two opposite sides of the spectrum, both of them completely opposite, which is why this is interesting to me. I haven't even seen hers yet, Kat, but interesting. Yeah, they do, Mike. They really sell it. I could not effing believe it. And I've seen different things like this over the years. All right. But not in this. It was way too coincidental that this exists after seeing this. Okay. Hold on a minute. Let me show you just a real quick clip of it. You guys are going to, if you haven't seen this, you guys are going to shit yourselves. It's crazy. You know what, Sherry? I think she has the same build in a sense. And Jeffrey, Debbie's son, said that his mother isn't as busty as the woman that came into that store. But I was looking at the Joe Dirt visor. That's exactly it, Kat. I was looking, it's the same damn color with the same color hair on top. Hold on a minute. Right. Okay, and here's the other thing. I was looking at the picture of Andrew's dad's girlfriend. And then I was looking at a picture of Debbie. The jawline and all of this right here is very, very, very close, you guys. Very close. If we're going to go into that conspiracy thing, I could almost see that. But I'm not that guy. I don't like to do that. All right, where is this picture at? I could not believe this. Was it? Maybe it was not. Maybe it was somebody else. I get so much stuff from you guys. Who sent me the picture of the visor with the hair attached to it? I'm telling you guys, I about fell out of my chair when I saw it. I said, you got to be kidding me. Did that come from you, Life, Love, and True Crime? That's why I emailed you that. See, I get so much stuff from you guys. I can't remember sometimes. And I try to organize and categorize it all, but I lose it sometimes of who it was. So that came from you, Life, Love, and True Crime. Okay, 1 second. Well, and Amanda's going to explain that here in a minute, Hoffa, but I don't know how true that is because everything else you sent the one of the, okay, but one of you guys sent me the one that has the, it's the hat, the visor, and it's got the hair attached to the top of it. I was just looking at it today. Damn it. Anyway, I'll show it to you guys. No worries. Right. Now, I get that, Kat. And a lot of people think that. Anyway, I'll try to remember where the hell I got that from, and then we'll move forward. Or I'll move this forward as we're doing. I'll think about where the hell it came from. I'll probably remember it.
The jersey that she was wearing.
Here it is.
She's probably had for over a year. It was just something that she would throw on a game day. She worked through the week. Saturday was her day to go shopping. And
don't forget that this woman lived in Maryland until 2 days before this happened. So I don't know how long she was there. Right, exactly, Karen. I don't know how long she was there, but how do you know what went on while you were living in Maryland, what your mom did and didn't do? That's kind of my thing. Anyway, sorry.
I would assume that was why she was dressed that way.
I know there's been some talk about people wearing white tights, but if I remember correctly, she had very Caucasian legs. So those are her white legs.
My mom would never wear tights anyway. She would wear pantyhose, but never tights. It's nonsense. But.
So for those who say it's not her, I mean, you think it's definitely 100%.
It's definitely my mom. If you know my mom and her body type, her hair, you would know it's my mom without a shadow of a doubt. I don't care if a visor was covering her face. I know without a shadow of a doubt that's my mom, and I don't understand. I don't get where that's coming from.
Now, after she went back out into the parking lot, she was there for a little bit before she left. And people have asked if we would ask you what you and your mom were talking about when you were on the phone with her in that parking lot.
I wasn't on the phone with my mother. I'm not sure why she was there for the amount of time that she was. Excuse me. But no, I didn't speak on the phone with my mother at all on Saturday. We had exchanged some text prior that day, but I didn't speak to her on the phone at all that day.
So there's been some talk about the text to Jeffrey not going through and then the Venmo. Do you know when those were sent? Like, did she send the Venmo in the parking lot and then the text later, or was there a different order? Like, how did that? Which one was sent first?
To my understanding, she had texted my brother actually first, and then I had received I'm sure the whole world can go back and look, but
I don't know, Holly.
3:17. Yeah, 3:17 p.m. but yeah, it was in that order.
Now, the Venmo is one of the biggest things and the biggest questions that we got. But we'll tell everybody we're gonna skip that for a second because I want to just focus on that in a different section so that we can talk through that completely, and we're not trying to put it in the middle of this. So, like I said, we'll talk about that in a bit. There isn't any record or anything that we've seen or read where she had sent anything to Steve. Do you have any idea why that may be?
I'm definitely not gonna sit here and act like or say anything derogatory about my stepdad. He has been very supportive. He's listened to me. We kind of.
Okay, you guys, I've seen this with the bleach blonde hair. There it is. Okay. It even has the same mark on the side of the visor that hers had on the side of the visor. Do you see it? I've seen it with the bleach blonde hair too. I can't find that one right now. I'm just showing you these things exist. They do exist, and it would not be hard to do this. Just saying. There it is. When I saw that, I about fell out of my chair. Did you guys all see that? Or was the picture too small? Me too, Breezy. I absolutely own it and apologize if it turns out that she didn't. 100%. I'll eat every word I spoke. But I feel the same way, Breezy. You saw it well, Heather? Okay, good. I'm just showing you guys these things exist. They do.
Cried together. That I can answer. But I do know that her children have always been the main focus in her lives and the two people that she loved the most. So, I mean, I guess maybe that's why.
And babe, if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt whenever.
The cat looks crazy too.
So police came out initially said it was deliberate and intentional, and letter everybody saying that it may not have been murder. You come out and said that you believe it was suicide, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And kind of if you don't.
All right. Watch her answer that question again, guys.
And babe, if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt whenever. So police came out initially said it was deliberate and intentional, and let everybody believe it was homicide. They later came back and kind of walked that back a little bit, saying that it may not have been murder. You've come out and said that you believe it was suicide, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
do you believe that? Thank you, Molly, as always. Yep, there it is, guys. Now, if we go back, I'm telling you guys right now, if we go back and look at that video, there's a mark on the side of this visor. Maybe it's a brand mark or something like that. Sometimes they have, they're colored. Sometimes they match the color of the visor. I'm telling you guys, there was something that looked just like that on the side of the visor. But anyway, here it is. Well, that's way too big. This is the one, though, right here. Tell me that does not look like. I'm sure that you could have done a little work on. There was a little work done on the hair, but tell me that does not look exactly like what the hell that woman had on her head that day. Am I right or am I wrong? Thank you, once again, Miss Molly, as always. When I saw that, it freaked me the hell out. Completely freaked me out, guys. It was crazy.
kind of if you.
It is, Jimmy. It's a perfect match. It's identical. I will go back when we're done with this, and I'll pull up that video again so you guys can look at it, just so you can see it. I fell out of my chair, literally. I was like, what? Which tells me it's very, very possible for somebody just to throw that on their head, pull it down over their eyes. And if you noticed, it seems to me that whoever that was knew that store because they knew there was a camera there when you walk in the door and kept the head down like this. I'm just saying, guys.
Like what is leading you to that conclusion?
Good night, Izzy. Have a great night. Thanks for joining me tonight, hon. I'll see you tomorrow.
There were key intimate
Right,
things
Holly.
that were shared with me that I don't feel, I'm not a place in authority to say things and then, be accused of.
If you've noticed, again, she's looking to the left the entire time.
I'm lying, or my opinion just doesn't really matter. I feel
That's
like at this
possible
point,
too, Jimmy.
But, no one saw her that day prior on Friday. There were actions. My mom was like giving away things that now looking back on, I'm like, well, that was weird.
Good evening, Raynona.
It just almost seemed like she was giving me all of her things. There was some comments that she had made. She had taken that whole week off, the week of this happening off.
And that was never talked about before, you guys. Did you guys hear anywhere that this woman had taken a week's vacation or took a week off? Because I didn't. And if I have it, if I'm wrong, I just didn't hear it, you guys. Okay, Heather, no problem, hon. I'll be here. Thank you. Well, good night, Miss CC. It was great to have you here. I hope everybody's not going to leave me now. I love you guys, Miss CC, and I will see you soon. I understand, Raynona.
Work and it's Friday. It's getting Friday. You're gonna go back to work on Monday, and she says to me, "Yeah, I can't wait." And I was like, "Mama, what kind of sense does that make? Like, who looks forward to going back to work?" And she said nothing.
Okay, Breezy. No problem.
I mean, even when I seen her Friday, because we hadn't seen each other in a minute, I saw tears in her eyes. I'd never seen her that sad. I kept asking her, Mom, are you okay? Are you okay? And it's funny, when she had left the house, she wouldn't even tell me goodbye. Just looking back on these things that, to me, I just wish I would have, I mean, it's not that I didn't say, "Hey, Mama, what's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
But I think she didn't burden me with. I mean,
yeah, and but that's not uncommon.
No, not at all. I think a lot of times that is why it's so hard for people when a loved one does die by suicide to get through the denial phase, because they either saw no indication whatsoever, or there were things that they didn't see at the time that they're looking back and thinking, "Oh my goodness." And it's so hard for them because they start thinking they should have seen it. And so that upsets them, and they just automatically are like, "No, that couldn't have been it." But you don't know. Like, you don't know. You don't know what's going through somebody's head. I mean, people seem very, very happy up until the last minute sometimes. I mean, you couldn't have known.
My mom is so strong here. I mean, I can't stress. I mean, she's the toughest woman I've ever met. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, or maybe I am biased, but I've just never in a million years.
Yeah.
Right.
And
that's possible.
Being upset.
Life,
just
love,
a couple other questions that some people had about one was people.
I saw one tear come down her face.
Attempting to make it look like foul play for life insurance purposes.
To my knowledge, there is no life insurance policy. I mean, I don't really know or think whatever who asked that would make you think that's your business. But I think the reason my mother, that then my text read the way that it read, was because she knew that I battled with mental health, some pretty serious mental health issues myself, and I think maybe she just said those things to make maybe the acceptance of it easier. Anyway.
And some have also asked.
So she's saying that her mother sent her the message that they won't let me go. so that Amanda would accept it better. Does that make any damn sense at all? Welcome, Michelle. It's so good to see you, hon. I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, they are, Holly. And that's what I'm saying. It is confusing. Exactly, Kat. Exactly. Now she is 100% supporting this. Does that make sense at all, you guys? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I wanted to break this down with you guys. I'm just glad you're feeling better, Michelle. That's what I'm saying, guys. It doesn't make any damn sense. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
If you have any ideas as to why she was so far away from home to complete suicide, okay? Why she didn't do it closer to home or in a different area? Why was she there? Do you have any ideas as to why?
I don't know. Maybe she thought. I mean, there's no way she couldn't have. It couldn't have crossed her mind that I wasn't going to do everything that I could to try to find her. I'll never believe that. But I mean, honestly,
For a lot of people, they don't want to ruin a place for somebody or a situation. So,
Thank
you
you,
know, I
Kat.
wonder if it was that she thought, you know, if I do this here in my home or in our hometown, they're always going to associate this place with that. And it's going to be hard for them to interact around here, and people are going to talk about it and hear about it. And so she went far enough away that she thought it would stay private. Little did she know that.
Welcome, Sal. Good to see you. If you're new, welcome. Good to have you here. I haven't really seen you before, but thank you so much for joining us. That right there, you guys, I think her narrative is fitting what's known or believed, constantly evolving to keep matching with it, you guys. Think about that. That's one of my big points that I was trying to make to show you guys this. Okay. That is exactly one of my main thoughts with this. That she's going along with what everybody is believe or what everybody's supposed to believe, storyline wise. And like it's saying, constantly evolving to stay with it. If you go back to like the question earlier, when they interviewed her, she was saying she hopes they rot in hell, blah, blah, blah. That kind of matched up at that point. Now we're at this point. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy, but it is very fitting. And thank you, Lightning. I appreciate that. Thank you, Miss Heather. We really, really, really are going to need, just so you guys know, regardless of what happens with this, we really, 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 really need the autopsy and tox report, period. End of story. Just so you know. No, I get it, Lightning. No problems. I'm glad to have you here at any time.
That it came about the way it did, that it blew up in the news.
Unfortunately,
She would never have left you being accused of this, ever.
my mom would be very ashamed
Yes.
of people that have cyberbullied me. She'd be rolling over in her grave right now.
Absolutely.
Cyberbullied.
But anyway.
Well, I'm going to ask you this question only because it was asked by a few people. Is your mom making meth in the forest?
Oh my God. No. That one I actually laughed at. My mom's never done drugs a day in her life. You ever said that started that, you're a horrible person. I can't. Absolutely not. My mom had back problems. She struggled with back problems her entire life. And sorry. I mean, she took the medication that was prescribed to her, but no.
I didn't think so. I didn't think that was the thing, but people have asked, so I just wanted to make sure, because we did get a ton of questions, and we did our best to
Yes, Lisa, I do
put these
notice
together
that.
so that way we could get through as many as possible, but there were a lot. But I wanted to make sure, because that one was asked a few times, I want to make sure we cleared that up. I want to kind of go on to you on that day, the things that you did in that. But so we're going to get to Venmo in just a minute. I know that's probably what everybody wants to know, but the message was sent at 3:17 according to records. So when did you see it?
It's about 5 o'clock.
Okay. And everybody, why did it take you so long to see the message?
I was, you know, I mean, as most of you all know, I'm so sorry. I got makeup in my eyes from crying. I was cleaning. I was steam cleaning my carpets. And I'd stopped, you know, because me and my mom normally go back and forth all day. And I was like, you know what? It's been a minute. I hadn't heard from her. And I don't know. I don't know. I just had some sort of feeling over me. And I need to be completely honest because it was weird. So, you know, I checked my phone and there was a message.
And so there's some speculation about the timeline between when you saw the message and when the 911 call was made, and kind of some of the things that you did between those times, like going to look for her versus 911 call going to look for her. So, like after you got that message, can you just kind of walk us through exactly what you did next?
Well, first of all, I was in a complete state of terror, anger. I mean, I was a basket case because I didn't know what to think. I started calling Steve over and over and over again.
I agree, life and love.
I finally got in touch with him. While I was on, I actually went over to my mom's house because I mean, what I had just read, I didn't want to believe. Pretty much. What is that noise? Is that me?
No.
It's our schnauzer snoring under the desk.
my earbuds, they died. So I was like, is that mom? Anyway, but you know, I went over there with him, and I mean, I'm not gonna get lied to y'all. I was screaming and yelling at him, "Where's my mama? Where's my mama? Where's my mama?" And it took a minute for us to both calm down and just to mentally kind of try to process what this is, you know, because neither one of us understood. Mm-hmm. And that's when we called the police.
Okay, so the phone call to 911 was made first, and then because there's some reports that you went to look for her at Ulta and Walmart. So from what I'm hearing, you're saying that you tried to get hold of Steve, you went to your mom's house, and then you called 911. So you were not searching for her for hours before you made the call?
No.
Okay. So I've listened to the 911 calls.
Okay, now I got a problem with that. Okay, that's why why we're doing this. Didn't it come out of her mouth when she did the first interview that she went out and looked around at all these places for her mother? Didn't she say that from her own mouth, you guys? Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. Welcome, Cheryl. And please, please, please don't worry about being late. Absolutely no problem. She did say that, didn't she, Kat? Out of her own mouth. I thought she said that she went out down by Walmart and Ulta and all these other places out of her own mouth, and she said that. Okay, thank you, Michelle. That's three of you. Let's see. Wait, 1, 2. Yeah, 3 of you guys said that she said that word for word out of her own mouth. She said that in her first interview with the news crew or whatever the hell it was. Okay, Molly. Yes, she did all the t-shirts. Thank you, guys. I knew I wasn't crazy. Okay, so now that story has changed and swears up. Nope, that didn't happen. Okay. Lightning Sal. Again, you're right. Thank you very much. Miss Karen Boardman says yes. And Lisa says, oh, I heard it too. And Pacific Breezy. Brandy. Yes. Okay. So you guys all heard that. It wasn't just me. All of a sudden, she acts like that's a crazy comment. She never said that. Are you kidding me? Come on. Okay. Thank you, Ray Nona, and the rest of you for answering that question for me because I thought so, and I knew I wasn't crazy.
And, you know, like I will be honest, when I first heard of this case, I was on the side of that you did it. And I was there for a while, just being honest with you.
I get it.
When I listened to the 911 calls, it didn't immediately change my mind. I thought, one, either that you were an amazing actress and like one of the most stone cold sociopaths ever, or that you were involved somehow and that the gravity of what you have done, that those emotions were coming through in the 911 calls.
Right. Lisa.
Listening back to them several times, I don't think that anymore, but there are people that say those calls were scripted, like that you wrote them out and that you basically acted out, you know, a one-act play with the 911 operator. So kind of like, what's your thoughts when you hear that?
You're a psychopath. There is something really wrong with this world. To try to pick apart, and I mean, this is cyberbullying on steroids. I mean,
This is not cyberbullying because nobody is going to her and saying these things. We're just talking about it amongst ourselves, and everybody has said it to other people. Nobody has said this to her, not that I know of, at least. Okay, and if they have, that's not, whatever. But the point that I'm making though is that again, she's building her own narrative, and yes, she did say that to reporter. I know she did. She's up in the night, probably literally. She is playing games, trying to run her. Yeah, I exactly, life. I'm telling you.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm getting off track, and I apologize, but I gotta put this out here. All my family turned against me. So I get it. I get thinking, this girl's crazy. But you're horrible, awful human beings, and I pray that the trauma and the pain that I've had to go through when the police do make this press conference, which they told me that they will. I hope you don't do this to another family. There is no way. There's just no way I could have come up with all that.
I mean, I think it's human nature to speculate, especially on and let's be honest, the details surrounding your mom's case. I mean, it's not your average crime scene or your average anything. I mean, all this stuff's going on. So I mean, people can speculate, and like I said, I was a firm believer that you did it. I just didn't tell anybody that except for Candace. But we kind of went back and forth on it for a while. But
I agree, Lisa.
I don't know why people would attack others like that, but each their own. Another thing is the time law enforcement arrived at the scene versus when you did. There have been a lot of comments and a lot of questions asking how you beat law enforcement.
I know somebody else that does that, Karen. Somebody I've known my whole life. He's always done that. Always done that.
Enforcement to the scene. So can you kind of how did you get there so fast, or did you get there that fast? Like, just kind of walk us through that too, please.
Now listen to this.
Woke up and checked my phone because I knew, I'm begging and pleading with my mother all night. Answer the phone, just say something. And
I want you guys to listen to this story here and watch her as she tells this story. Okay, this is what made me really see that this is not true. Okay, this blew my mind.
When I woke up and I didn't have anything on my phone, I knew, Amanda, you're gonna have to show your butt. You have to show your butt. Get somebody to listen to you. So and I tried the night before, but I called Enterprise. Enterprise was closed. I at that moment, I mean, judge me how you want. But I didn't think to call roadside assistance, but I did Saturday morning. I first called their call center, and I pretended to be my mother. I had no problem saying that because I thought, hey, if I call these people and I say I'm in trouble, they're going to send somebody else to me. To see Simpson.
Okay, now she pretended to be her mother. I have no problems doing that. It almost makes it sound like she's done something like that before, in my opinion. Honestly, I mean, she's so comfortably talking about it, like it's something she's so comfortable doing. I can almost guarantee you she's probably done that before, maybe with bank records or banking or anything for that matter, guys. Just think about it, okay? And watch how she's talking about it. It's not a big damn deal. So nonchalantly doing it, which almost makes me go back to the beginning of the case. If you guys remember, she either made a mistake or said something off offhand that she wasn't supposed to say, but she had told them that she was there at that Family Dollar over on that Saturday. Do you guys remember that? Yes, Lisa, the Early Life, Love, and True Crime. That is true. Yeah, that's true too, Lisa. Thank you. I was going to get to that next. But yes, Holly, that is a very odd statement. And watch how she says it, though. She called them at the call center, pretending to be her mother, saying she knew they'd send someone to help her now. Did she know where to send them? Thank you very much. Thank you. I was going to get to that. I was just getting ready to get to that when she explained it, but there it is. Did nobody else catch that? Okay. Now, if she's talking to them, of course, I know it. They're going to find her. That's what she's saying. Okay, Michelle? They'll be able to find her with what's the word I'm looking for, guys? The tracker that they have on the vehicle. Okay. Just saying. That's all.
Man, get her help right now.
It's actually really good thinking. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm racking my brain, but
Yeah,
people don't see that. They don't want to see it. But the girl that I talked to, she gave me the rental agreement.
Exactly, Raynona.
She said, you're gonna have this to speak with roadside assistance. And I hung up. I called roadside assistance, and we kind of got into it.
Right, Lisa.
Because I guess they could obviously tell I wasn't my mother. I was like, look, someone's life's at danger. Like, I was saying anything and everything I could to get somebody to listen to me. And they basically.
There's that laugh again.
No, this is what ended the conversation. I said, GPS my van because I have a tire out on the van. And they tell me, well, this vehicle specifically doesn't have, I forget what they called it, but they said that the van didn't have it.
Low jack.
So they could, triangulate where the van specifically was. So from there, I hung up and I called out the Clark County Police Department. When I initially called, I said, look, I need to be the lead investigator on my mother's solo disappearance. I don't know the technical terms here, but the lady said there's no one that works on Sunday. Let me get you somebody. Let me get, I'll get somebody to call you back. Mr. Sergeant Johnson, I think he's a sergeant. Very nice man. I expressed to him, and I'm pretty sure that's what you guys heard. I expressed to him my situation. He agreed with me. He said, I definitely feel like something's going on here. Anyway, he took it very seriously. He told me, I'm going to try to keep you updated as much as I can. I don't remember.
I agree, Brizzy.
I guess it was about 11 o'clock. I want to say 10:30, 11 o'clock. Sergeant Johnson called me back
too, Holly.
Hey, did your mom have a reason to be in Reagan County? And then immediately I'm overtaken by terror. I then knew something was seriously wrong. I jumped in my car and I went as fast as I could to Reagan County. It's about an hour and a half drive out there. And then I got another phone call from him. I pulled over. I saw that he was calling, and as I'm pulling over, I look at my GPS. I use Waze. And you know how it shows you where police are. As I'm answering the phone, I noticed that there were two cop cars not far from me. But I pull over.
Thank you for the info, Tony. I appreciate that.
And he says, okay, we found the van. And it's near a campsite. But I can't tell you where it is. I don't know specifically where it is. And not even 3, 4, 5, 5 minutes. Excuse me. I'm no for a moment. But I can't write. I get on Google and I'm Googling campsite. Anyway, I get back on the road and I run right into these enemies. I saw the van. I got out of my vehicle. And I'm yelling and screaming. I said, that's my mama's van. That's my mama's van. And that was, anyway, I asked the police officer, because I don't know where I'm at. I asked him, I said, can I go? I've got a key. And he tells me, it's just like, anyway, it's not even a half a mile, maybe, down the road. And he said, look, there's not much. Well, I did speak with him for a minute. He said, we're calling. He said we're going to get the canine out here.
Thank you again, Tony. Very much
We're
appreciated.
also, if we don't find her within a reasonable amount of time with the canine, we are going to get a helicopter out here. And so I went to use the restroom. I came back. The canine was there. He was already there. They were maybe 10 minutes.
Cause Michelle, she was told that it was near a campsite, the area that the van was close to. And I think right down the road, they showed it in the beginning of the investigation on the news. There was a pull off that goes into a campground, literally like 50 yards up the road, going north, I think it was, or west. I'm sorry, east or west. It was west, I believe. And there's a pull off right there, and it goes into the campground right there. You could actually see it in the video where the police were all there. So, yeah, that's true, Lisa. And again, Tony, thank you for that info. Very much appreciated.
And the police officer came back and he said, "Come here." And I knew. Yeah, I've argued with him. I even hit his bulletproof vest a few times.
Yes, Lisa.
I'm sorry.
Right in front of it, actually.
I didn't hit him, but he was just hugging me. I can't. Are you sure? Are you sure? How do you know? And he wouldn't tell me anything. He just said, "Believe me." She's gone. Anyway, that is all the steps I took that day.
So what I'm hearing is like you were kind of doing your own, like, looking for your mom, and when you heard she was in a certain county, you just started heading that direction, which is the reason why.
Did you guys see that? I just thought that was kind of funny there.
How do you know? And he wouldn't tell me anything.
She goes from this
He just said,
emotion right here. Watch this.
She's gone. Anyway, that is.
She's crying. She's
all the
upset.
steps I took
Right.
that day.
Now watch her transverse from that emotion to the next one.
So what I'm hearing is like you were kind of doing your own, like, looking for your mom, and
Just
when you
like
heard
that.
she was in a certain county,
That's
you
crazy.
just started heading that direction, which is the reason why there wasn't a huge difference between the time law enforcement got there versus when you got there, because you weren't sitting at home.
Yep.
You weren't at home when you got the call, right? Is that what you're saying?
I was determined I was going to find her. Anyway.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
You're fine. And how you reacted is completely normal. I mean, it's.
I knew we
something
could
you
go
don't
down
know.
that way.
She was talking to Andrew, Lisa.
I interrupted you, babe.
No, you're fine. It's completely normal.
Where she did that, she leaned over. She was talking to Andrew. She says he's there, even though he's probably not supposed to be. But whatever. Thank you, Brandy.
Normal. I mean, the immediate response to hearing something like that is denial, and that comes out in fighting and yelling, and I mean, you go into a panic.
Law enforcement was so good to me, though. Obviously, you guys can see.
I agree.
I've been on the other side a few times, but Henderson County.
There's a tear.
Really,
that's the only one I've seen.
Opinion of law enforcement. So much that I got to get this out here. Family members, whatever, yada yada yada. Sit there and say, "Oh, I was there through everything." No, you weren't. Some of them weren't even in the state of Georgia at the time. But and I'm not going to name any names. But
now, who she's talking about? I'll give you two options on that. One of them is her brother, who was in Maryland, which I think he was there at some point. He came there, and then the other person is her Aunt Diana, who lives in Alabama. That's the one person that I believe she's talking about. Okay, either her or Jeffrey, one of the two, or both. It could have been both, truthfully, because she explains as she went to the memorial hall, everybody basically thought it was her and told her it was her. So, yeah, Kat, I agree. Yeah, I would think so too, other than just her hands. But I've seen one or two tears full of mascara come down her face. But I'm just saying, I would think that her face would be soaked right now and gacked with the mascara she's wearing, but that's just me. It could be, Breezy. It could be. It very well could be. You know, I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying.
You know, you had been there, Mr. George Cason, and I'm sorry, Mr. Cason, but this man took my mother's passing seriously. He was fired up. You know, I'm not gonna repeat any of the things he was saying to me or whatever, but he genuinely acted like that was his mama out there. So I mean, the criticism that law enforcement has been given, it had been for me.
And I mean, I would hazard a guess as to maybe that's why you're who they talk to. I mean, I don't
throughout all
speak out
this,
of turn, but
throughout all this, you know, I've had family members, you know, they didn't understand.
I'll be right back, guys.
Why no one was speaking to them. Well, you know, maybe it was because I didn't harass them. Maybe, you know, you didn't even, you know, I'm not gonna say.
Let's see. Tony says, what proves to me that Amanda is innocent is that no guilty person would return the next day to the scene of the crime voluntarily and then exit the car and start hitting the police. And well, okay, here's the thing. Have a good night, life, love, and true crime. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm not disagreeing with you. Everybody has their opinions, Tony, and you have that absolute right to have it. You know, that's what this is all about. But it's actually been proven that people that are guilty will return to the scene of the crime in 75 or 80% of the instances of that happening, sir. So I mean, it's the whole thing with the hitting the vest and stuff. I mean, people will put on a show in some instances, and I'm not saying that she is guilty per se. I'm just saying that I'm having a hard time believing this, but I respect your opinion, Tony, 100%. I really do. Everybody sees things in a different way, in a different light, and I absolutely respect that. That's kind of what I've heard before, what I've seen too, Lisa, is that, see, at the same time, they always go back to the scenes of the crimes and they insert themselves so that they have the correct info going on. But she also was called to come there, okay? She couldn't just not show up. She had to go there. So, but in most crimes I've seen, and if you go back and watch any crime shows or anything, they show it happening. You know, they say it does happen. The criminal will go back to the scene of the crime. They want to see, some of them get some, it just varies on the instance, but a lot of times there's different reasons. A lot of them get some kind of a weird satisfaction from watching what's going on. That's the whole point behind it. A lot of them do it because they want the information as to what's going on. It does happen. Again, I'm not saying that this, you know, that this makes her 100% guilty. I'm just saying I'm having a hard time, me personally, believing what she's saying here. That's just my opinion, though. You know, speculation and opinion is what this is all about, guys. It's the think tank scenario, and that's why we're breaking it down like this, because I want your guys' opinions and I want your guys' thoughts on it. Amanda comes off to me as the type of person that has been in situations in her life that she's had to act out a different scenario and to prove her innocence, if that makes sense what I'm saying. Yes, they want to know what the cops know. They want to gloat in what they did. They want to know what the cops know. All of these things, but they do always go back to that crime scene in one way, even if they just drive by it. When it's typically when the crime is found out is when it happens. Okay. But yeah, that's what I've seen and heard, guys. I'm telling you, I'm not the only one, obviously. So I have friends that are cops, and I've been in a lot of different types of scenes, you know, being an EMS and fire and that stuff like that. And I've talked to cops on those scenes, you know, you talk about these things, and I've been told that multiple times, time and time again. I've had police officers tell me at shootings that I've been on scenes at that one of the reasons why they have so many police officers on crime scenes. You guys ever wonder this? This is a police officer told me this one time. While we were standing there waiting for a coroner to show up at what we thought was a self-offing, and it wasn't. It was an actual murder scene. We found out later down the road that they have multiple officers there lined up in different areas, and they're watching the people around, and they're watching the reaction to people coming and going, watching for people that will show up and drive by real fast or that will walk away real fast. That's what they do that for, guys. No lie. And I was really surprised at that. I was like, really? I thought it was for security purposes. They have so many people, which is part of it. But he goes, all of these officers that are on the outside watching things, first of all, they're securing the perimeter, of course. He goes, but they're also watching the people at the scene that are because usually crimes will gather a crowd, and they watch everybody there, which is really kind of interesting to me. So just saying, that was something I learned quite a few years ago from another police officer. Exactly, Raynona. Exactly. That's a fact. Anyway, guys, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick while this is playing, so I'll be right back.
They had their opinions of me in the beginning, but I wasn't worried about it. I knew that the truth was going to come out, and I told them, I said, y'all going to end up apologizing to me. And that's exactly what happened. But I mean, I really feel like law enforcement, I know for a fact, they, because of some of the accusations that were made there by family members, again, I'm not going to name any names, but they directly accused me of murder. And I mean, if I know anything about law enforcement, they're going to take any type of statements that are made, and they're going to follow up on those statements. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. So I think that's what made them look at me a little harder, even. But they've gone through those phone records. They have, one of the things in my apology that I've gotten, they said, we've asked certain people, key things about your mother, intimate things about your mother, and they were like, nobody else can seem to answer them. And we've seen who was closest to her, and this is why we're speaking to you. And family members wanted to say, "Oh, well, you told them," that's not the case. I will go on here and say, the police don't owe you anything. I mean, they don't owe the public an explanation for their actions. They don't. I mean, nobody in this world owes you anything. That's just the way I've been raised, and I've been raised to be tough. With that being said, but
right, and just to make sure I understand, I know you're saying law enforcement is communicating with you, but before they considered you a suspect, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was interrogated. Well, I was spoke to Sunday night, and then Monday, while a search warrant was being given, that key family member accused me of murder, and the next thing I know, I'm in a cop car being taken away for an interrogation. They asked me if I would, and I agreed. I was compliant. I went willingly. But I guess it was about 6 weeks after. Anyway, whenever the memorial was, it was right before the memorial. We had a confidential interview with each other, and that's when me and law enforcement got back on a good page with each other.
But they did several searches and hours of checking into your alibi and searching your home. And
if you don't believe me, I mean, y'all have harassed the cops enough, call them. I don't know what to say to you. That's your problem.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but I mean,
no,
it's a fair statement I would make. And I mean, did you submit like DNA? Did you do anything like that, or?
Thank you, Jason. In that Sunday night when oh my goodness gracious, the redhead investigator, whoo, she got in my face. She said, "You killed your mother." Anyway, it's very traumatic. But I mean, I guess she was doing her job, but she attacked me. Right after that,
All right, I'm back.
I want to give you my DNA. Take it. I don't want an attorney. I don't take my DNA. And the very next day, they're at my house with a search warrant, and that's when I willingly gave my DNA. Andrew actually gave his DNA.
Yes.
I want to say it was either that day or the next day.
Exactly. That's her cousin, so.
You're better than me. I'd ask for an attorney immediately. You're not getting anything from me. But that's just me personally. No matter what happens, I need an attorney because I don't know. I would, and just that alone would make me look guilty, and I'd be just fine. But I'm not doing anything without an attorney. So, and I mean, I think it's good that they didn't just talk to you for a second and then, okay, you're good. Like it sounds like they weren't exactly like your best friend, and they shouldn't be.
No, they shouldn't. He had a job to do.
Welcome, Gina.
They had a job to do, and I respect that. I think
Thanks so much for joining us
the difference
tonight.
here. I respect law enforcement. They've been good to me. I think it's a respect thing.
Okay. So let's talk about Venmo.
Okay.
So obviously, when you got the message, you were saying that you were a whole lot of emotions, like confused, all that stuff. You didn't know what's going on. But I think the bigger question right now is
that very well could be, Tony. I agree.
I am in possession.
I can agree with you on that.
My accounts, there were weird things going on my account. I don't, whatever. I guess it was frozen, but I do know that the GBI, the FBI, they've all been involved, and recently it's been released to me. So
at one point they had it seized, and then you're saying they gave it back.
Yep. Think what you want.
Well, I mean, I think that says a lot because I even spoke to a prosecutor about this and asked them, is that typical? And, their response, just like I thought, was that no, if it is seized, anything seized during an investigation is not going to be returned unless that investigation is closed, because there's always that chance that it was involved in criminal activity. And that a lot of times, even if you're cleared, they don't want to give it back. So, I mean, the fact that you got the money back, I think, is amazing. And to me, just the fact that they released that money to you, even after the FBI looked through it, says that there was no criminal activity involved with any of that, or they would have given it to you.
I mean, I guess everybody thinks Habersham County is just a bunch of hillbillies, and I outsmarted, local law enforcement, the GBI and the FBI.
That's very, very true and very possible, Lisa.
Confidence. I'm not really sure what to do with that, but you're, again, I don't know what to say.
Any idea what, like, it's such a weird amount. Like, any idea, like, between the message and the amount, everything, like I think it's a big part of what.
The one thing I have a big problem with all of this, you guys, truthfully, is how cocky she's being about all of this. That's what bothers me so much. Okay, it's wrong. Whether you're angry or not because you were a suspect, you should be. Everybody that's close to somebody that passes it is a suspect. Okay, if it's a mysterious thing, I mean, come on, that's just common knowledge. But to be this cocky and arrogant about it, it really bugs me. It really, really does. I'm sorry.
There's so much, people on one side versus the other side. It just, this Venmo, it's very crazy.
One of my favorites was Annie. Oh my goodness gracious, you look like a pterodactyl, sweetheart. But wanted to say it aligns with my birthday. It's what Andrew owed at a rehab facility. Okay, well, first of all, the charge was related to marijuana. You don't go to a rehab facility for marijuana, not in my mind. And Andrew was never sentenced to go to a rehabilitation center. So y'all, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs made that up.
Yes, Lisa, absolutely.
Well, and we even showed
angry.
it.
I'm angry, y'all.
Understandably. And we even showed at one point that
it is, Breezy. It really, really is. It irritates the hell out of me, too.
Not adding up. Like they were coming up with all these equations to where it had to be the exact amount Andrew owed. And, we pretty much debunked that whole theory. And instead of admitting, some YouTubers, instead of admitting that they were wrong, they just kind of doubled down and sent info to Fox. And then, of course, Fox ran with it, which I think kind of hurt because then, Fox has a pretty long reach. And so that got out to the entire world that, that's why you got that amount of money.
Because you were actually on the couch and pulled those records.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It wasn't hard
it
to
wasn't
find.
difficult to find that money didn't match that. I mean, but it still is very, we're all still like, it's bewildering.
It isn't automatic. Like it's not an even number, so it is kind of out
I mean, you can understand why people would be like, what is going on there? She, with such an odd amount, I'm sure a lot of people think that you should know exactly what it was for, but you're saying you have no idea.
Yeah. I would imagine with such an odd amount, it might have been like just what was left in the account, or
That's what my thoughts were.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it's going to be one of those things that I don't think we're ever going to have a real answer for. I mean, it's just.
Only she knows that.
Yeah. So let's go on to you being a suspect. Not being a suspect. You've said you're not. So
These are
what exactly, like, what brings you to that conclusion that you're not a suspect in this any longer?
Well, because the TBI told me. I said, I'm not gonna name his name because really just don't feel like that's my place. But he's very kind to me. Anyway, it came out of his mouth, and he told me I would have my day when it was all said and done. That because they were upset by the way not only they were treated, but the way I've been treated. And they wanted to, obviously I kind of felt like they haven't done it as quickly as I've wanted it because I'm obviously here with y'all, but because they said it. Because they said it.
Now,
Wow.
But there still will be a lot of people that
She's so
don't believe
arrogant.
you,
It's making
and it'll take law enforcement saying it before they believe you, and still even after they say it. I mean, it's just the world we live in. There's still going to be people that don't believe it. But do you have any indication or any idea when they're going to make any kind of announcement or say anything about this?
No, a family member, I guess you could say she's close.
exactly.
They
Gina.
tried calling the week of the memorial because I guess they were upset because of the way that was leaked or yada yada yada. They kept saying that I had something to do with the way they were sharing information, yada yada yada. But oh my goodness, I forget even what you asked me. I'm so upset, y'all. Where was I going with that?
Well, we're just curious if you knew when any kind of announcement was going to be made, even if it's not a full announcement, just kind of a, hey, this is what we know, this is who we know didn't have anything to do with anything like that. Any kind of update.
I kind of felt
She's talking about her aunt Diana right now.
They
Debbie's
told, I guess you could call it, a close family. They told her that they were waiting on 2 reports to come back. And I think now, I thought law enforcement had the intention of making this information public, but I had another family member, I guess, was highly upset and offended because no one spoke to them.
Again, thank you for that,
Tony.
Tony. Very, very grateful for the info. And if that's a fact, I'll be one of the first ones in line to do it. I promise
so I feel like they, just prolonged me being cleared. They don't care. My family does not care. But they handed it off to the FBI maybe just to cross their T's and dot their I's.
So you just get to remain where you are right now until they make an announcement.
Yeah.
But from what you're saying, I mean, once they do make that announcement, then hopefully your life will go back to some kind of normalcy. So social media it's a great time, no matter what's going on. And you've been relatively quiet on it, which I mean, I think that's the right thing to do. If I was in your situation, I wouldn't talk to anybody. But Andrew's been on there a little bit. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I don't really have any kind of opinion about it. His heart was in the right place. Maybe he got upset with certain people. But it was only because it wasn't about him personally, I don't think. It was more about sorry, that's him. Don't talk to me again, please.
I think I agree with you on that, Holly.
I think it was more
Really, I do.
nobody was defending me publicly, and he was tired of me being attacked.
Don't apologize. It's
he felt
absolutely
like
fine.
the one person that should have been there, should have publicly came out and defended me, was the one that accused me of it. And all his feelings put to the side, all the garbage in the past, personal vendettas, that's not even what this was about. I feel like there's just been so much of, I hate Andrew. Andrew's a bad person. Let's jump on that bandwagon. Let's do this. Let's do that. When all you've done is taken away, the attention off my mother, which is what should have been the main focus. Just like family members, one of them showed up to the memorial and made it all about herself. Insulted my best friend. I can count on. I had 6 people in this entire ordeal. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant, but I had 6 people in this entire ordeal, including you guys, that had been supportive of me. And my friend April, I'm not gonna say her last name, but my best friend April, 20 years, leaving the entire time. But he was to answer your question, he was upset is that he felt like the people that been there for me, they were nowhere around. People can criticize him all they want, but he's been there for me. So I don't care what your opinion. Anyway, there you go. I know that was a really long drawn answer, but
I mean, your answer is your answer. You did bring up the memorial service, and some people have asked what was it like being around family and knowing that some of them accused you, and some of them have specifically asked what it was like between you and Jeffrey at the memorial service.
It was the most awkward thing that I ever experienced. The way Jeffrey set that all up is I was allowed 3 guests. That was my best friend, her husband, and her child. So I had 3 people there. But you can call them family. They're people I'm related to. Aside from one aunt, my aunt Sheila.
If you guys didn't catch on, Jeffrey is the one that set up the whole memorial and everything, right? Which tells me that he's probably the child that was put in charge of everything for a reason, you guys, because he's probably the responsible child, and the one that she trusted. So in turn, again, going back to the beginning of this, I agree, Tony. That's wrong. I'll tell you right now, that's wrong. Absolutely, that's wrong. They were both the children to that. That was both their mom. Okay, Debbie was the mother of both of them, is what I'm saying. And Amanda should have been allowed to have just as much say in that as Jeffrey. That's my opinion. And I agree with you on that, Tony. That was wrong. But I'm also at the same time showing that Jeffrey was in charge of all this, probably being the more responsible child out of the 2, which, Debbie probably had him in charge of a few other things too, in a lot of senses. Okay. I agree, Gina, in that, as far as what you're saying there. Now, my problem with that is, as we're breaking this down, is that according to Amanda, her and her mother were best friends. If that's the case, I would think that she would have given Amanda, or even Steve would have said to Amanda, or maybe she would have stepped up and done it. But no, it seems like that Amanda wasn't really that involved in it, maybe by her own choice, or maybe because she wasn't allowed to be. Jeffrey just, I don't know. It's hard to explain and how this took place because we don't know. But at the same time, it's weird to me. In a weird way, it's weird to me, guys. Well, and see, that's probably, Tony, what Holly just said. That's probably why Jeffrey did that. I'm not saying it's right still. Okay. Jeffrey, it's been said multiple times by multiple people that I think Jeffrey even said it, that Amanda's friends weren't the greatest people. Okay. Right. I agree. So there's those things too.
But the rest of them, they all thought I did it. They all came out and told me to my face they think I did it. Some of them lied about it. Candace, I think you know what I'm talking about, but they lied about it. And then there was a look from older parties that were invited, and it was terrifying. It was horrible. I had to get up there and make a speech in front of me, I guess, giving my last respects or whatever to my mother, and everybody's sitting there thinking I did it. It was it took a lot.
I can only imagine. And I know, my dad passed away a couple of years ago, different circumstances completely, but I know that, there was some semblance of closure, that finality of it that day at the funeral. And I mean, Jason was there, he knows. So I can't imagine not having that closure, not having been able to get up there and feel those things and, honor her memory and all with everything else going on.
They actually left me out of a lot of stuff. I offered to pay for certain things, and I mean, they did take some of my suggestions into consideration in the memorial, and but I mean, that was it. That was the only kindness I was shown. I was even the bigger person. I felt like I was supposed to go second and speak, and I think the traditional order was like the husband, the oldest, but they went backwards. But it was okay. I was supposed to speak second to last, and I let my brother go ahead of me because I was trying to be the big person. But I'm glad I went last because mine was the better speech anyway. None of them were sincere, but whatever.
That's immature.
I'm rambling, but I'm my feelings are hurt.
Thank you, Heather.
Well, I mean, you've held all this in for a very long time. So all of these weeks and weeks and weeks that everyone else has been able to, daily or weekly put their thoughts out there, you're trying to get all of this out in a live stream at one time. So, I mean, that makes sense. You're trying to let it all
Good Lord,
out
with the hair already. Calm down.
That makes sense. I hope people are understanding of that. Surely.
We'll see, I guess.
Now, I know there was some things going around about the celebration of life service and when it was scheduled for. Did you have any there's some, I don't know, I just want to clear it up. From what I understand is you postponed it or law enforcement talked to you about. I don't know, it's just something like that. Can you clear it up for me, because I'm clearly confused?
I don't know. You're not the only one confused. So
wow.
Law enforcement reached out to me. I mean, they didn't know when I was having a memorial. How were they supposed to know that? But in the interview that I had with them, the only thing I had asked, and I don't know how it came out, I really don't, but the only thing I asked them was I didn't want to taint the day of the celebration. I wanted to leave that Saturday about positive thoughts about, her life and love, and that's the only thing I asked. I said, just please do it after the moment.
After, is that when police kind of backed off of the homicide and when they said
yes.
It? Okay, so they came and talked to you about it and before they announced it.
Yes.
Okay.
They gave me that.
I feel like I had a bit of
Yeah.
all this time since then has passed and they still haven't come out and done that. It's like, okay, you were going to wait till that happened. So what now?
I think a lot of that has to do with my brother. Sorry, I'm not trying to call you out there, bro, but he's just prolonging it. I mean, I've already done what I guess he thinks he's doing. I guess in his mind he thinks, oh, well, I'm making sure she got a fair case. No, bro, I've already done that. The day that happened, law enforcement was like, well,
is it me, or does it seem like she wants to hurry up and get the investigation behind her, over and done with. It's done. Move on. And as a child, if this was my mother, I'd drag it out as long as I had to get the real justice for it. Period. And again, she seems like she's accepted very quickly and easily that her mother unalived herself. I don't think I could do that, guys. Especially if my mother was my best friend. She's really trying to get rid of this whole thing and get it done and over with and out. I wonder why. I wonder why. Kind of interesting. I'm just saying.
About it and before they announced it.
Yes.
So, okay.
They gave me that.
I feel like it had to be kind of a little bit of a shock then when
Yeah.
all this time since then has passed and they still haven't come out and done that. It's like, okay, you were gonna wait till that happened. So what now?
I think a lot of that has to do with my brother. Sorry, I'm not trying to call you out there, bro, but he's just prolonging it. I mean, I've already done what I guess he thinks he's doing. I guess in his mind he thinks, oh, well, I'm making sure she got a fair case. No, bro, I've already done this. The day that it happened, law enforcement was like, well, was there mental health issues? Was there mental health issues? No, my mind, I didn't realize my mom's depression was as bad as it was. So I fought them on that. I'd already said there was no mental health issues, which, that brought more attention onto me.
Well, that's true. If that's what's going to happen, Tony, that's true.
I wanted it to be investigated thoroughly. I'm sorry, I hope that answers your question.
No, I mean, I think it does. I mean,
I'm sorry.
No, and Candace, for you, like when somebody does complete the act of suicide, like I would imagine that people don't have the same reaction to it, and they don't accept it, or they don't want to believe it.
You guys notice how she's bouncing? She's bouncing, and like she's getting ready to explode or something. You guys, it's crazy.
Or
Yeah.
Like how does that work? Like, have you worked with clients like that before?
Oh yeah. And it's, I mean, when people have a family member or friend that has struggled, like they see them struggling with, a certain diagnosis or certain things, then they tend to, take it a little easier. Sometimes it's really hard though when you don't see it, or you thought,
Right.
okay, well, they were a little sad sometimes, but I mean, who thinks that?
That's
Nobody
a fact.
thinks that. So I think for some people, no, absolutely. And I think people go into denial. And I think also, and I don't want to say this in the wrong way and speak out of turn, but I think that some people, when they feel guilt about their own actions, they have a harder time accepting it, because then that means they have to accept that they left that relationship that way before being able to reconcile. And I think that makes it harder for them to get to that place where they can have acceptance.
Yeah, and I would imagine too that
I remember
with
that
the
happening.
details of this case and just
that was an interesting
how bizarre it
scenario,
is. Too. I mean, I would imagine that would play some kind of role in like when you actually do accept it, or if you ever truly accept it. I mean, I wouldn't think that. I mean, because most, some people have trouble with just, I don't want to say normal suicide because that's a terrible thing to say, but when there's so many things that go into this, and I'm sure law enforcement is doing everything they can, but not coming out and speaking more. I'm sure they're waiting until they get everything they need before they say anything, but not saying anything kind of prolongs everything, whether it be, people who are still considered suspects versus what actually happened, and people being able to move on. But that's just me with my non-therapist background.
I have a personal opinion, but I don't know if this is what it is. So it's just completely my personal opinion. From everything that's come about, it seems to me as if the police are at that conclusion. And I think the autopsy is back. They're waiting on toxicology, and that could take a long time. And I think that they don't want to speak until they can answer every question, because they know, especially now after some of the criticism, they're going to get hammered in that press conference with questions.
Yeah.
And if they were to go up there and say, well, we know that she died by suicide. Okay, but how? Well, we don't know because tox screen's not back. How do you say that? So I think that they're waiting on that to come back so they can say, okay, it was this that did it, or this, that did, like it was insulin or pain, or whatever it was.
Whatever.
Yeah, and I think that unfortunately every week that goes by, they're thinking that tox screen's coming back, so they're ready. They're like, yeah, we're coming out. We're going to let everybody know. And then before they know it, another week's went by, and they still haven't been able to come out, on live TV or whatever, and clear her and give any answers. And it's so unfortunate, though.
Yeah, and I'm just concerned too that those, I mean, worrisome. Maybe that's exactly what happened, but I don't know if that's going to happen here. One other question that people are asking, and I will just tell you that even when I was team Amanda definitely did this, it's still, but you're moved back from Maryland to Georgia just a couple days before your mom passed. When people were saying that was suspicious, in my mind, you got to be a special kind of stupid to do that. So, and I'm telling you, and that's when I was on the other side. That's when I thought I thought you had something to do with it. And even that, I was like, that makes absolutely no sense. But why did you come back?
There were a number of things. Number one, I miss my mama. The problems that my brother and I had, he pretty much disowned me. I'm not going to go into that, but he was done with me. And I was just like, oh my God, I left my mama for this. Like, I could stay in Georgia for this crap. But I had a slow sewage leak in my apartment. On top of, I didn't live in the same apartment complex with my brother.
I've been putting bad info out because I thought you did. That's my bad.
Yeah, no, he lived 9 minutes away.
Okay.
So you're one of the problem kids.
I am. I thought it was the same complex. That's my bad.
Oh no, that's what law enforcement said.
Gotcha.
That wasn't you. Which is fine, whatever. But her sister and her boyfriend lived above me, and they really kind of played off my mental disorder. So the landlord, I was crazy, this, that, and the other. I'm not going to go over that, but it was just really horrible. I couldn't sleep a lot of nights because it was 87 degrees inside my house. I was tired of the drama. I was tired of being made to feel bad for just trying to live my life for myself. I was tired of being told what I shouldn't do when my name is on a lease. There was my job at the time was, y'all know, Habitat for Humanity. There was really nothing wrong there. But my best friend, April, she contacted me one day and she was like, girl, I'm a recruiter. I can send, I got myself the job. But, it kind of gets your foot in the door and forward that resume, and she did.
All right, what's going on? Everything's freezing.
That for me, and just by knowing somebody, I got it really paying off more than I was currently making per hour, and that was another reasoning. But that night,
yeah, they did. Lisa,
I drove
somewhere
through the
down
night,
the line.
Wednesday night. Just I don't know what. I kept asking them to not turn the air off, AC off, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. When you have bipolar disorder, if you don't get the correct amount of sleep per night, it messes with you mentally. And it was just that stress. I miss my mom. It was causing me problems at my job, not mistakes, and my mind's all over the place with stuff, and it just my best friend was being supportive. My mom was being supportive. I do want to touch on this too. You know, there was stuff out there that my mom was scared of Andrew. You know, they might have had their disagreement or whatever. I mean, what family doesn't? I mean, that's just whatever. Our arguments were before. I'm the place, but I want to touch on that for just a second. Andrew's not a bad person. Our relationship is not what the media is seeing. Part of our problem was me. Part of the problem was I was diagnosed. I don't know if Candace, I'm not putting you in this bucket, but bipolar disorder. Where was I even going with this?
I'm guessing you would say runs in families.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to this tangent real fast. You can see arrests. My first arrest, I was 7 months pregnant and lost my child. Due to the birth weight of my child, it was considered a miscarriage. A lot of people don't. I went off the handle. I never lost anything in my life. It really hurt my mother. She was the only person there for me.
Yeah.
That's what really that loss. But I mean, according to my psychologist now, it's really kind of what set off that bipolar disorder. Because you're not technically to get a diagnosis. You have to be at least 20 years old. From the studies I personally done myself on bipolar disorder, you don't really get that kind of diagnosis until you're like 20-ish. But you know, I went through life not knowing what was wrong with me.
Yeah, I don't know why this is doing this. I'm sorry, guys. My wonderful internet service once again. I have no idea, Lisa. I couldn't imagine what she could do. Maybe she just worked as a processor or something in the office, secretary maybe. Maybe she worked. I can't see her working like on the houses or anything personally. She doesn't fit that description to me, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I never really cared to look into that. I probably should have at one point. It's a good question though. It really is. An interesting one. Okay. Well, I apologize, you guys. It's been weird. It's flashing in and out and all that kind of stuff. I'm sorry about that. So, but yeah, he did definitely write that letter, Heather. So, you know, I don't know. But again, like I said, that's what this is all about, was a breakdown so we can watch her body language. And she just, the more she does it, the more aggravated I get with her. She is so arrogant and cocky with this whole thing about her brother and this and that and blah, 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 blah. I mean, this is about your mother, not you, not how you were treated. Again, everybody that was in crayon, yeah, that's true too, Lisa. Green crayon. God, I'm sorry. That was so funny to me. But not surprising. At the same time, it is. It's all about her. This is all about her. Her mother is the one that is gone. Okay. And I get it. If she's completely innocent, guys, I get it. And I'm sorry, Amanda, that you lost your mom. I am. From my deep inside my heart, I am so sorry. I could never imagine that. But you're not telling your story right, hon. You're not telling it well, and you're not telling it believably, because nobody believes you. Nobody. I'm sorry. I'm just saying nobody does. And if they do, I mean, there's got to be a reason why they do. I can't figure it out, because I watched this twice before watching it with you guys. And I'm like, you know what? I got to do this with them, because I got to see if I'm the only person that feels this way on this. it's bad. Sorry.
I got in really bad states of depression. I wallowed in my own pain for about 8 years. I had substance abuse issues. Think what you want, I don't really care. You know, that was one of the things my mama promised me. She was like,
and that's something else too. She's so super defensive about it. Think what you want. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. She's being rude. I don't care what you think. I don't care about that. I don't think. I mean, it's not. What's up, Christina's Journey? Good to see you. It's just, it's not how you should act if you're innocent in this. You know what I'm saying? Right, Lee. I mean, let's be honest here. This is factual comments right here, guys. These are factual comments. If her brother doesn't think his mom could do this to herself and he's the sober, responsible one, then I would have to side with his logic over her flawed, crazy acting, arrogant. God, I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but I mean, come on.
like, you're not coming back to Georgia, Amanda. If you can't promise me you'll be clean. I don't care what anybody has to say. I made that promise to my mother and I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, but there's a way to do it, Red. Come
I'm
on, like if you're a responsible adult, there's
but,
a way to do it.
Once I was diagnosed in August, my life made sense. The substance abuse made sense. Some of the jobs I lost or quit, for that matter, made sense. Unless you, and you know, there's tons of people that have bipolar disorder, but until you have lived a day in my brain, you don't know what it's like to wake up and not be able to go to work because you don't understand what's going on with yourself. So yeah, I struggled for a years. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in August of last year, and I turned my life around. Nobody else is gonna take that from me. I don't care what anybody else has to say. I had a job in January. I got my life together. Andrew and my mother both supported me. Now, and I'll go back to that argument, but I saved up the money. I bought a car.
It doesn't, Lisa.
I saved up money to move to Bearden. I mean, just what drug addict has $4,500 laying around? I'm not. You know, and I will admit, you know, I struggled there for a second with my substance abuse. I struggled for about, you know, probably from August to December, and I just sat myself down and I got help.
It's wrong with me. It's very common for people to self-medicate because all they know is they're hurting. And when you're hurting that bad, you'll do anything to make it stop. And people being judgmental of that. Sorry, I'm not used to this being family we talk to. I have an emotional connection.
It's okay, babe.
But, I mean, people are very judgmental. I think they don't understand, but I see clients every day that struggle with substance abuse and they don't know why. And then we give them a diagnosis and a
good God, with the hair already. Come on.
I'm successful. Let me put that out there.
Now you look crazy.
I'm very successful. I do very well for myself. I'm not going to go into where I work, but I just work 4 12-hour shifts.
And for that job, and because there's people that still believe that you are, you know, on drugs, but I would assume that, you know, you've had to submit the drug test to get the job, right?
Yeah.
What in God's name is she doing with her hair, you guys? Come on. I mean, I don't want to laugh, but this is ridiculous. She's like, if she's not on something, what is she doing? Look at her face. Something's wrong with this picture right here. I mean, bipolar is bipolar, guys. If she's bipolar, she should be medicated if she was diagnosed, correct? It doesn't seem like it to me. It doesn't at all, guys. This is almost sad. Like, I feel bad in a sense. Seriously. Yeah, she works for Amazon now. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Lisa. Whoa.
I will say this much: the interaction that I have with others in my profession, there ain't no way I would come to work high and somebody wouldn't notice.
Most definitely.
Whatever.
Well, I imagine too, from my experience working with people.
I
that
kind of do a
struggle
little
with
bit
bipolar
too,
disorder,
Holly.
When you're manic, you get angry very easily, and
Cheryl, you have a great night. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, thank you for the support and for being here, and we will talk to you soon. Same here, Holly. Same here.
and you overreact very easily.
Oh my gosh.
So I can see how that would have led to a lot of what people are seeing as all this domestic violence. I mean, it was probably manic episodes where you're losing your temper, and Andrew's like, "What the heck?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this crazy lady?"
Yeah, no, I mean, he's not a bad guy. And if you want to sit there, I'm not talking about y'all, but you judge him however you want. He doesn't care anymore.
Well, I will say this: any guy that can deal with a beard is a saint. Because I live with one, so I know Andrew. Like I know the pain he goes through.
I'm sure he's great. But he's been here.
Good God, with the hair.
You don't know what it's like to be bullied, be robbed of the emotions that I should have been able to feel, and I wake up every day with some new nonsense. I just really hope me speaking, like you said, Jason, it's not gonna matter me saying if I'm not guilty or I am, but I just I'm sorry. People are gonna think what they want to think,
Yes.
We just wanted to give you an opportunity to speak. I know that we hadn't pressured you to come on here. We were just like, hey, if you ever want to talk, come on here and talk, because to be quite honest, I don't trust news media. So and that's why if something ever happened to me, that's another. I'm not talking to them either. But I just hope that some people can at least, even if they still believe that you are guilty of something, hopefully they at least see you as a human. And hopefully we can, the toxicology comes back or whatever they're waiting on it, and these announcements can be made, so that way you can move on and you can grieve the way you need to grieve, and all of this stuff can. You're good. You're all right.
Okay, I'm good.
We just, and Candace and I mean, we weren't going to even talk about this case, and just out of respect for family. But the reason we did was not to prove your innocence or prove your guilt. The only thing we were focused on was, hey, we don't have all the evidence. Let's not just immediately jump on one person. So that, I mean, that's really the reason we started this. Because
I mean, I've heard several people say they're just trying to boost their YouTube, which is funny because we don't even monetize our YouTube. Like, I mean, I work 40 hours a week. I don't this is not my money maker. But my thought was, when
you have a life.
But you're fine. But I first said, out of respect to family, I'm not covering this. But a few weeks, whatever went by, and I just kept seeing the bashing without facts. And I told him, I said, I cannot take it anymore. I said, we have a platform. Like, I mean, we don't have 10 million subscribers, but if I can't use the platform I have to help my own family, what's the point? Like, what's the point?
But at the same time, you did say that if we go down this road and it turns out that this is what she said, I'm gonna bust her up. I mean, when we started this and we were going down this road, she did say, but if I find out, but hold on, she did say, if I find out that she's lying and she did have something to do with it, I'm gonna bury her ass under the jail myself. So just so you know,
I can't blame you.
We're still in the middle. When we started.
Everybody's got my address.
Well, I hadn't seen Debbie in years, but I just remember her always being so happy and smiling. And I mean, I legit can hear her voice in my ears. And when they played one of her calls and I heard it, it was the exact same thing I've been hearing for weeks. And it's just, she's the only person who ever called my Uncle Joe Joseph. And I just hear her, Joseph, now Joseph, say that, Joseph. I mean, just, I don't know. She just was, I don't know. She's so bubbly.
Yeah, she was such a happy person. I mean, it didn't matter what, she didn't even talk about herself most of the time. We only really had that kind of relationship, but she was just all about trying to make somebody else happy, put a smile on somebody else's face, cheer somebody up. I mean, I outside of the memorial or whatever, people, there's, it's only been a few because everybody thinks I'm a killer, but they'd be like, oh my God, your mom, she was there for me. We were so close. She helped, she was a good friend to me. And that's who my mom was. Man, just, if she could help somebody, she was going to do it.
Well, you went dark, which I totally get, because who wants to hear this? But because you went dark on social media, I've gotten message after message after message, and I've gotten so many messages from people that were like, I knew Debbie from here, I worked with Debbie, or this, and they do. They just have the most wonderful things to say.
She's a good person.
I'm sorry.
Are these guilt tears or what?
I don't want to say.
She was just, I won't ever meet another woman like her.
No, but I promise, it will get easier.
And Sandy Todd, you are a horrible, horrible person. And I tell you what, you got my address. I would love to give you a real warm welcome. Please. I want to have family reunion. Please. How dare you disgrace my mother's name? You took away someone that meant the world to my mother. And I am referring to my uncle. You have no room to talk. I'm sorry, y'all. You have no room to talk.
I'm not gonna say very much out of we've done this whole talking. The only one person I've heard from is Sandy, and that was to basically cuss me out. And then she just deleted all the messages, so you can't see that she said any of that to me. I was like, well, all right, I guess we're not for you. It is what it is.
How dare you attack? And that was another thing, I wanted to hit with my other cousin on that side. Didn't have to attack the only people that have been there for me. This is the kind of monster. Sorry, y'all. I think Scooby-Doo taught us that. Monsters of people,
Wow.
Well, I don't know who goes after a couple of girls that are Candy and Mandy running around. That is the most Southern thing ever. Well, hey, I know that tonight was very difficult. We really appreciate you opening up. I think it's important. I know it's not easy talking about this, and I know it's not easy to.
I know, Raynona.
Try and
leave her damn hair alone.
Basically, convince people that you did not murder your mother, especially when law enforcement has told you that. And there's a lot of people, and it's understandable why some people want to wait and have that final say of, okay, she didn't do it until law enforcement says it. And hopefully that happens soon.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Andrew has also been cleared. I want to put that out there. It's just not me. It's him too. So,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I interrupted you.
No.
You're the most polite killer I've ever met. I just don't.
But I will say that there are a lot of people who have sent us messages that say they feel for you and your family and that they support you. And we've received quite a few messages of people that said, I thought 100% she did it and I don't anymore. And, tell her I'm sorry for me. And we will continue to pass those along to you.
And I understand the people that were absolutely horrible dragging your name through the mud and then trying to walk it back, being frustrated with. But some of them, a lot of them genuinely are people that were just, they weren't being ugly. They just, the information that was coming out, they thought it sounded like you were a good suspect. But then they started, reading into it and were like, maybe this wasn't her. But you have a lot more support than you realize.
And we just hope that, I can understand why law enforcement is waiting to make any announcements. They want to have all the answers because, because in a case like this, like you said, Candace, if they don't have all the answers that they can possibly get if they come out with a press conference and they don't have it, it's not going to look good for them. So I can understand why they're waiting. I am a bit frustrated that they won't at least come out and say, hey, we don't have all the answers, because Candace and I were talking about this, and honestly,
I don't think so, Holly, not yet.
You don't know what you would do if you're not in that situation. However, I'm gonna do it anyway, right here. I would
She says that they told her that she was cleared. They don't do that, not like that, at least. Um, so I won't believe any of it until I hear them say Amanda Bearden and Andrew Geiger are clear from this crime. Period. So that's just who I am.
But at least come out and say, hey, guess what? We don't know everything. What we do know is that this person, whoever had nothing to do with it. And then I would just walk away from the podium, like no further questions. We'll be back later when we have all the information. Like at least to clear people, so that way, you know, whether it's you or any other case of somebody that's going through the same thing, you know, I just wish that those type of things would be said. I know that they don't have all the answers yet, but they do have some. But it is a difficult job. And I mean, I mean, I don't live there, but I mean, I would think that Habersham County, GBI, the FBI, and whatever other law enforcement agencies are working on the case. I mean, I can't imagine the amount of hours and work that they put into this. And I mean, the pressure that they're under. I mean, Habersham County is not very big, and now this is a national story. So I can't imagine the pressure that they're under. And I know, you know, they're working their hardest, they're working their best. I mean, they're doing everything they can. And,
I agree,
you know,
Holly.
I appreciate the police departments that do that. And I just hope that these are waiting on come back, and when they do get them, I hope they schedule a press conference and immediately come out and start letting everybody know what happened. And you know, not just you, but like everybody, whether they're associated with the case or not, you can kind of just, you know, say, all right, well, we need to move on, and then your family can grieve properly.
Yeah, you know, I think it says a lot about your character that you've shown them so much grace. I mean, I think we've been more angry towards the police than you have, because I'm like, why are they not just coming out and saying this? And you're like, they're trying to do their job, it's fine. And you know, also I know, and I won't say their names either because you didn't, so I'm going to be respectful, but there have been family members that have said very, very ugly things about you and to you, and I think that it shows a lot of grace that you did not call them out specifically by name. They knew who they are, they know what they've done, but I think that that's really nice that you know, you're a bigger person. I think that says a lot.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us. I know the whole point wasn't to, you know, make everybody believe that you're innocent. If no minds were changed, that's fine, as long as you.
Okay, so that was that, and we broke it down. I'm still having a very hard time believing anything that comes out of her mouth. I don't know why. I'm usually that person that will say, you know, everybody gets the benefit of the doubt, so on and so forth. This is facts right here. There's a reason that family members have said things, because she has done some effed up things. Now, I agree with you, Lisa. I also agree people can change. You can't blame everything you've done in your life on bipolar disorder, though. You can't. I have a child that has bipolar disorder. Not everything in his life is because that has happened to him is because of bipolar disorder. I'm just saying, guys, that doesn't fit for me, okay? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't. There's something about her that I can't put my finger on it, okay? But there's definitely something about her that is off. And I mean way off. And I'm not saying her personality, okay? I'm talking about with this case. That's what I'm talking about. Trying to remember, or I'm trying to think of how I can put this to make it come out the way I want it to. It's not doing it. Damn it. How can I say this? There's just something about her acts, I guess you could say. and her persona. Okay, here's one of the big problems I have. Whether she was innocent or guilty. Here's my thing in this. Okay, if you're innocent, the biggest thing you want to do is prove that to people, right? Okay. So that being said, I don't think I would come out being a cocky, arrogant ass to try to make people think that I'm innocent in this type of a case. I would be probably as nice and polite as I possibly could to try and win people over in a sense. In my opinion, I mean, I'm just, if that doesn't sound right, I'm sorry. I don't know how to word this to make it to come out for what I'm trying to say to you guys. Now, I will say one thing. Jeffrey, her brother, did say his words that he didn't think that his sister had the capacity per se to do this. That she was Debbie's lifeline. Jeffrey said that, but that being said, thank you, Breezy. That being said, I really think she knows, one, what happened, and two, who was involved. You know what, Red? I agree with you. Yes, you're right. People, they're okay. See, that's why I'm trying to say it's not coming out right the way I want to. She has the. If people were saying I did, I'd be mad too. I would be pissed. You're right. Pissed straight off. But at the same time, I would kind of expect it, because if you know anything about criminal cases, the people that are closest to the person that passed are the suspects first. They're the number one suspects right off the gate. Okay. I get it, Red. I do. I do agree with you too, in a lot of way. I don't even know how to explain it, you guys. It's hard to put into words. I'll probably think about it and maybe I'll say it to you guys another day or whatever. But I have a huge problem with this for whatever reason. A lot of the stuff she said, I'm having problems with it. That's all. Right there, that's part of it right there. She doesn't seem genuine most of the time, and most of it, like she said, like I was saying earlier, she turned into her. It was something about her. It wasn't about her. It's all this. I'm here today, basically, is what she was saying, because I'm treated a certain way and I don't like it. You know, my mom is deceased, but I don't like how I'm being treated. That's how I took it, guys. If I'm wrong, call me out on it, please. Right, Red, and I agree with you on that one. That right there, Holly, that has me bent. I'm sorry. What she said to explain this right here. Nope. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying that. They won't let me go. Who is they? Her mom knew Amanda knew who they were. Thank you very much. And her mom and Amanda says, well, she probably put it that way so that I wouldn't get upset. What? Explain to me how it makes sense to anybody at all. Because she knew my mental health, and she probably said that so that I wouldn't get upset and react. Are you kidding me? No. No. Not no, but hell no. Ellie is not going to get a warrant to search her house. They had a very good reason, and the judge signed to issue it. They have to have some type of evidence that makes them want to do that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I truly think it was the husband telling Amanda he couldn't leave work, but who knows? Wait, what are you responding to, Red? I have that same thought process, Lisa. I really do. Sorry to say, but I do. Oh, right. That's it. Thank you. You have to have probable cause. Police don't work on hunches, guys. They can't. That's not. They're not allowed. Okay. Probable cause, or it's got to be beyond a reasonable doubt. Truthfully, for them to do just about everything they do. I mean, come on. A hunch is a hunch. It doesn't work in police work, guys. It doesn't go over in police work. Yes. Yes, Lisa, that's true. Oh, that they won't let me go? I don't know, Red. I don't know. But why? Yeah, it went from Debbie's phone to that doesn't make sense though, because he did that voluntarily. He could leave at any time he wanted to, I'm sure. But again, it went from, they already figured that out. It went from Debbie's phone to Amanda's phone. Steve had nothing to do with it. She said that the money, she has it. But she said that the money, her accounts got all messed up because they froze the accounts until they figured it out. And then she said they released it to her once they figured everything out, supposedly. I don't know, guys. Yeah, why should we believe her? That's true. And the way she said that she called in pretending to be her mom, it was like it was no big damn deal, and that she's done it before, and she has no problem doing it. She even said that. I don't have any problems doing that. Okay, I'm glad you don't. Yeah, they did confirm that, Red, that it came from Debbie's phone and it went to Amanda's. That was confirmed already for sure. So I don't know. Kind of crazy, y'all. Definitely kind of crazy. This case has been driving me nuts from the day it started. It really has, and it just got weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. She called the Enterprise rental car, Enterprise rental car, pretending to be her mother. You missed that part, I think, Heather. And yeah, where are the poncho and the lighter? Oh, did they burn those things up too? And why did Debbie park there as if there was another car there? Where'd the gas come from? I don't think she had that either. There's too many other things that don't match, okay? And I still want to see the autopsy and the toxicology reports before I make any other kind of decision. That's the same excuse she had to make Andrew give her access to his account so she could take his money until he started getting paper checks. That's facts, Lisa. Those are facts, guys. We heard that from that interview from the beginning of it. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't buy this. I can't. For some reason, my mind is not letting me take this and go with it. I'd like to and just say, okay, that's it. It's done. It's over with. Moving on to the next one. I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't. That's what I said. Just like I always say, make it make sense to me and I will believe it. But that nobody's going to make it make sense to me because it don't make sense to you guys neither. That's why I wanted to do this. I wanted to see who felt what about what. And you guys are all, but maybe one or two of you guys, actually only one, are on the same damn track as I am. I mean, Red, you're kind of balanced. You're kind of looks like you're on the fence, dipping back and forth a little bit, but most everybody else has the same feeling about this guy. So, well, it's interesting because the phone was a hot topic of it not being there and then being there. Again, they did that a few times with some stuff. Why would you have a gas can in a rental van that you just have only had for a few days? Truthfully, you don't put gas cans in rental vans. You can't, because you have to clean those, and they would charge her extra if the inside of the vehicle smelled like gas. So I'm sure that wasn't going to be in there. So where'd the gas can come from? Like I said, or the container that had fuel in it. Where'd that come from? Yes, they did find this phone smashed there at the site. Right. You know what, you guys? This could be one other thing as well. And I'm just saying this once. I'm not being a conspiracy theorist because I don't like doing that. But let's look at it this way. And just think about it for a minute. Maybe all this stuff coming out and what we were told by law enforcement as well, maybe it's a ploy. Maybe law enforcement is doing this on purpose to get some people to calm down and relax and put their guard down, thinking, maybe it's a tactic that they're using to let everybody let their guard down, thinking that, okay, they figured it out. They're going to go with the unaliving scenario. And when everybody lets their guards down, they're going to come in. Think about it for a minute. I've been thinking about that since I heard the whole accidental self-offing thing. Okay. That's a good question too, Red. But think about it. Maybe it's a tactic that the police are using. If they back up and they say, okay, this was an accident, we feel, and possible self-offing, they back up. They let everybody calm down and relax. Because look, Amanda's already doing it. She's already got that confidence where she thinks, yeah, I'm not a suspect anymore. In your face, guys. Blah, 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 blah. That confidence is there. And maybe they're waiting for somebody to slip up and something to happen. Truthfully, that's what they're holding off on, because I'm pretty sure, I would almost guarantee they have the toxicology and the autopsy back. Exactly, Sal. Okay, Daisy. Good deal. I'm glad I could help. Yeah, that's very possible too, Lisa. That's it right there. That's what I'm thinking, right? That's my thought too, Sal. I agree with you. And that is very possible too. Because Amanda hasn't talked, right? At all. And these guys are family and obviously comfortable. Amanda's comfortable with her and them. Maybe this is another version, another part of the tactic or part of their investigation to get her to slip up and say something to somebody. It's my thought too, Lisa. Seriously. I'm telling you guys, it's what I'm thinking. All right, yeah, everybody. What's that there? Well, they also could be protecting Debbie's name by not saying it was a shake and bake. Unliving hits different, and it would be a tip to drug ring up. That's. I mean, you've been saying that since the beginning on this one, Red. Anything's possible at this point, you guys. It really is. I think the tactics, they do make sense, Holly. In this situation, it does make sense. I'm not going to say that's what it is for sure. It's speculation, but to me, that's how I'm trying to make myself make sense. Make this make sense, if that makes sense. Is everybody confused now? Make it make sense, is what we said. That's what I'm trying to do. It is just making a quick way to make certain drugs, Holly. That's right, April. That's what we were saying earlier. You got to have evidence of some sort, or some, beyond a reasonable doubt, to have a judge sign a judge is going to go, okay, why do you need a warrant? Well, we think because of this and that. It's just a hunch, Judge, and he's going to go, get the hell out of here. Come back when you have some kind of evidence. That's how that works, guys. Yeah, it does happen, Red. It does. I've looked into it after you said it at the beginning of the investigation, and I've looked in it. It happens a lot. But I can't picture Debbie doing it is my only problem. You know what I mean? That's possible, too. That is possible, Squirrel. Very possible. I don't know, guys. I don't know, but I am definitely inside out with this, 100%. Yeah, that could be possible, too. The only way I'd go along with that, Red, if the whole shake and bake thing, or if she was trying to make something, is if Amanda owed money for drugs. Maybe she was fronted something. Okay, this is just a conspiracy theory type scenario. If we're gonna go, maybe Amanda was fronted something and did it all and didn't have the money for it. Okay, so in turn, that person probably said, "I want my money or I want my stuff back," and they didn't have the money, and maybe they came up with an idea together at the dinner the night before, and said, well, this is how you make it. This is what you do. They probably looked it up and said, well, we can just make it and give it back to them. And then they'll be okay with it not having the money. That's the only way I'll go along with that, because that does make some kind of sense. Yeah, exactly, Breezy. That doesn't make sense. I can't fit with that. And I am tired, everybody, too. So my brain's not working the way it should. That's a fact. Oh, okay, April. Okay, gotcha. That was good, Lisa. That was good. Such a messed up plan. That was funny. All right, guys. I don't either, Squirrel. I can't buy it. My head's like, yeah, no, maybe no. That's what it's doing right now. So it just doesn't work. But I think I'm going to have to bring her down for the night, guys. I'm tired. I had a long day. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight for this. And I appreciate the whole, let's figure this out. I wanted to break that whole video down with you guys. And I wanted your guys' theories and opinions on the whole thing. And her body language and all of that kind of stuff. I wanted you guys to see it and everything that she was saying. I wanted your opinions on that too. And I appreciate you guys for that. I really do. I appreciate everything you guys do for my channel. I appreciate you guys joining me this morning or this afternoon, early this afternoon. And I will see you about the same time tomorrow for sure. I get it, Red, because there's nothing else that makes sense in that way. That looks like it would be something that would make any sense. I agree. There is definitely more to this story. There's more to it. What she just did was trying to win everybody over and make them believe her side of the story. And I'm sorry, Amanda, it didn't work. Not with most of society, and 95% of social media did not believe any of that. So I'm sorry. So either way, you guys, what's up, David? Thank you for jumping in, bro. You guys have a great rest of your night. Get some sleep, or for wherever you're at, do what you do during the day. I will see you guys sometime late morning, early afternoon, and we will do this again. I love you guys to death. You guys have, like I said, thank you, Miss Heather, an amazing rest of your night, and I will see you soon. Thank you, moderators. Great job. Everybody in the chat, I love you guys. All you meatballs, thanks for jumping in the sauce with me tonight and working through another crazy case. I love you guys. Have a great one. It is. That is a fact, Miss Holly. That is a fact. Absolutely, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon. And don't forget to love yourselves and love each other, because that's all we got, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.